Mic test, mic test. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Buddy Bison stream. I hope we're all having a wonderful day today. I hope we're all having a fantastic Veterans Day. I hope that some of us were lucky enough to have the day off. I'm hoping that others were as well. But today we are continuing on with some more Trails from Zero. We left off last week around here, where we were about to go visit or go see Mr. Hayworth. He's waiting in front of us, Police HQ, because we investigated the ancient battlefield for some reason. I think because there were a couple lost tourists, and then we came back and Mr. Hayworth's son has gone missing and we gotta find him. So let's go. Okay, so I remember I saved there because I didn't want any chances of me walking in here and immediately getting hit with a cutscene, so I just waited. Said, yeah, these are the Hayworths right there. So, how's it going, you two? Hope you're doing well. Excuse me while I just drink some water. I've been pretty well hydrated today, so I'm pretty happy with myself. Yeah, you came. Oh, thank Adios.
どうも、お久しぶりです。
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Hayworth.
そのパレードを見物していたら、お子さんとはぐれてしまったとか。
If I heard correctly, you guys were watching the parade when when you noticed your son had gone missing, right?
そうなんです。
That's right.
私がしっかりしていなかったから、あの子が、コリンが。
I should have paid more attention. It's all my fault that he's... Colin.
ソフィア、落ち着きなさい。
Sophia, please. We have to stay calm.
すみません、皆さん。
I apologize, everyone. She's just worried.
息子とはぐれたのは3時間ほど前。
We lost sight of Colin roughly 3 hours ago.
この広場でパレードが通過するのをちょうど見物している最中でした。
It happened when we were watching the parade pass through this district.
すぐに妻が気づいて、2人でこの辺りを一通り探したんですが見つからなくて。
Sophia noticed almost immediately. We both searched around this area as hard as we could, but to no avail.
思い余って警察を頼らせていただきました。
Things being the way they are, we had no choice but to call the CPD.
いえ、よく相談してくれました。
I think that was a smart move, Mr. Hayworth.
どうやら私たちで手分けして探した方が良さそうね。
We should start searching immediately. Let's split up and each take a different district.
ああ、巡回中の警官も今日ばかりは忙しそうだしな。
Good idea. The rest of the force seems swamped, so it'll be up to us.
そうなると割り振りを考える必要がありそうだ。
We'll just have to decide how best to divide ourselves.
そうですね。
That is the question.
ま、別々に探して通信で連絡を取るのが一番だろう。
Well, however we split up, we can always keep in touch with our enigmas.
私もお手伝いさせてください。
Please, let me help as well. If I don't,
でないとあの子が、コリンが。
who knows what might happen to...
落ち着きなさい。
Sophia, it's going to be okay.
皆さん、私たちは一旦住宅街にある自宅に戻ります。
I'm going to escort my wife home for the time being.
その近辺の捜索は私の方で一通り行いますので。
We'll conduct a thorough search of the neighborhood once we've arrived.
なるほど。その方が効率的でしょうね。
That would narrow down our list of places to search. Thanks.
自分たちは手分けして他の外区を一通り探してみます。
Everyone else, we'll split up and conduct our own searches in other districts.
それから息子さんの手がかりになるものを何かお持ちではないですか？
Now, Mr. Hayworth, do you have anything that might help us find him?
写真があれば一番ですけど。
Photo of him would work best.
あ、ちょうど記念祭で撮った写真を現像してもらってたんです。
Oh, really? We actually had some taken during the festival.
確かここに。
I have them here somewhere. Harold pulled an envelope out of his coat pocket.
これです。
Here we go. Colin's pictures times 3.
かわいい。
Oh, how cute. Look at this cute child.
男の子なのに美人さんですね。
For a little boy, he has quite a pretty face. My sweet boy.
ほら、一旦家に戻ってコリンが帰ってくるのを待とう。
Come now, dear. Let's get out of the heat and wait for Colin to come home.
ひょっとしたらうちの方に戻ってくるかもしれ
Who
ないし。
knows? He may be waiting for us now.
でも、あの時みたいなことがあったら。
Harold, what if it happened again?
大丈夫だ。もう絶対にあんなことは。
It won't. It will never happen again, I swear it.
あの時
Did they say again?
何か事情があるみたいね。
I can only imagine what they must have been through before.
すみません。取り乱してしまって。
Excuse us. The heat seems to have gone to our heads. Okay, so it seems to have not been their first time losing their child. Whether it's Colin or someone else.
その、ちょっと事情がありまして。
It's just... This is a lot to deal with.
いや気にしないでください。
No, I completely understand.
そうだ、写真の他に普段コリン君が持っているような品物はお持ちではないですか？
Sorry, I'm just adjusting the backrest. Yeah. Come on. There we go. Sometimes it's the lumbar support. Sometimes I like to pull it up. Most of the time I have it like down, so it's not really like felt. But sometimes I can like feel my back being like, "Hey, bud, you're not sitting right. You should correct that." So that's when you're That's when you're like, okay, time to whip out the lumbar support, make sure it's present. So you got good back curve. Okay. So while you're here, do you have any of Colin's possessions on hand?
うちには警察犬もいますので、匂いでたどれるかもしれません。
Our police dog might be able to pick up his scent.
おう
Oh, of course.
じゃあこれを
With this
あの
rag?
子の持っていたぬいぐるみです。
It's his stuffed animal. Oh my god, it's Mishy.
ミッシーのぬいぐるみですか。
A Mishy plush?
それではお借りしておきます。
We'll make sure to return it once he's found. Colin's plushie.
まあ焦ったって仕方ね
Well, let's get a move on.
え。街の中にいる限りは安全だろうし、俺たちにどんと任せてくださいよ。
As long as he's still in the city, he should be relatively safe. Leave it out, Hayworth.
はい
Yes,
ありがとうございま
of
す
course.
それでは皆さん息子をよろしくお願いします
We can't thank you enough for your help.
さてと、どう手分けするかだけど、
Now, how do we want to do this?
その前に
No, but before that,
はい。
allow me.
よん
Oop,
思念波増幅。はい。呼んでみます
no, okay.
サイト来て
You just calling Zite over. Grr.
サイト、来てくれたか。
Zite, mind giving us a hand?
お疲れ様
What a good boy. You're a wolf.
自分が来たからには大船に乗った気分でいるといい
You may rest assured, now that I have arrived,
その幼子の匂いは完璧に嗅ぎ当ててみせよ
following this small child's scent will be as simple as taking an afternoon
う
nap,
だそうです
or so he says.
助かるよ。
Thanks, Zite.
っていうか、来たばかりなのに、なんでそんなに詳しいんだ？
Actually, how did he already know the details of the case?
やれやれ。相変わらずとんでもねえやつだな。
Who knows? Guess we can just chalk that up to another one of this crazy wolf's quirks.
まあそれはともかく
Feels good to be back to playing this game, man. From one great Falcom series like East to another, it just feels good to bounce between them. I'm a Falcom streamer, don't you know? You know, that's just how I am. Buddy Bison, the Falcom Pro. Ting! Pull down the sunglasses. Whatever the case, let's get back on topic.
この広いクロスベルどう分担して捜索しましょうか
In a city as large as this, how should we divide ourselves up?
私はサイトに同行します
I will accompany Zide, obviously,
彼の言葉を分かる人間がついていた方がいいでしょう
as I am the only person who can understand him. That would be best.
そうだな。
Fair enough.
だったらティオにはこのぬいぐるみを渡しておく。
I'll leave the mission with you then.
サイトにコリン君の匂いを探ってもらってくれ。
Once Zite finds the trail, follow it as far as you can.
了解です
Roger.
俺たち3人は手分けして外区を担当しよう。
The rest of us will split up and search the different districts.
俺は歓楽街から裏通り、中央広場、駅前通り、それから西通り。
I'll take care of the entertainment district, back alley, Central Square, Station Street, and West Street.
ランディは東通りと旧市街全般。
Randy, you're in charge of East Street and the downtown district.
エリーは行政区と港湾区全般。
And Ellie, you can check out the administrative district and harbor district.
そんな分担でどうかな。
Sound good to you guys?
あらあなたの担当だけ相当広い気がするけど
Yes, but doesn't that give you a lot of ground to cover?
いや、行政区も港湾区も広いし、旧市街だって入り組んでいる。
Well, the administrative and harbor districts are both large and have a lot of traffic right now. The downtown district too, to an extent.
その点、俺の担当はよく通る場所ばかりだから、ちょうどいいバランスのはずだよ。
My areas would be pretty easy to make my way through. I think it's a fair distribution of work.
なるほど
It makes sense when you put it that way.
ま、とりあえずその分担で始めてみようぜ。
Alrighty, let's find ourselves a kid.
進展があったらお互い通信で連絡を取ればいいんだな。
We can use our enigmas to update each other on our progress as we go. Sound like a plan?
ああ、そうしよう。
Yep.
それではコリン君の捜索ミッションスタートですね
If we're in agreement, then let's commence the search for Colin Hayworth.
さてと、
Sateto.
俺の担当はこの歓楽街と裏通りと中央広場と駅前通りと西通りになるか。
Let's see. So I'm responsible for investigating the entertainment district, back alley, Central Square, Station Street, and West Street.
闇雲に回っても仕方ないから、一つ一つ外区を当たっていこ
I have no idea what this kid could be, so I'll just have to search every location from top to bottom.
う。屋内に関してはキリがないから、受付の人を中心に聞いてみるか。
As for buildings, I'll just speak with the receptionists. Otherwise, this is going to take forever. Okay. So let's save there. Go in, talk. Yeah, this person might not know something about Colin. Go to Colin's picture and asked if they knew anything about his disappearance. Oh, he's such a cutie. My apologies, I don't recall him coming to our lobby before. It's unfortunate. Thank you for your cooperation, though. I have yet to use any of the hotels for hotels for CP rest and stuff. And this person might be able to give us some info about Colin. Showed Colin a picture and asked, or showed Colin's picture and asked if he knew anything about the disappearance. Missing child, that's concerning. Let me think. I apologize, but I can't say for certain if I've seen him or not. There's simply too many people passing by outside for me to remember anyone in particular. It's unfortunate. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay. And some details. Colin's picture, asked if he knew anything. There's a kid. Actually, I've seen this kid somewhere before. Seriously? Maybe. I was forced to pack up my stand before the parade passed by, so I was in a huge rush trying to get that taken care of. So it's a bit foggy after all that scrambling around. Pretty common he hasn't passed by in the last hour at least. The guy's been gone for about that long. See, that's good to know. Thank you for your time. Clothes covered in pure gold. Jeez, that's friggin' unbelievable. Guess they weren't kidding about going on for this year's parade. You want to eat some ice cream? Well, more those Bison and observe how it's produced. So manufacturing equipment is used in the process. Yeah, you're being such a weirdo, Dad. You don't do anything without you bringing some nerdy spiel. Woman, I want to know something about Colin. Pick Colin's picture and asked if she knew anything about his disappearance. Oh, what's this about? You want to give me this photo or something? No, like I was trying to explain, we're looking for this boy in the photo. Have you seen him around here recently? It's not ringing any bells. It's supposed to keep track of the festival crowds. People disappeared after the parade just as quickly as they appeared. So thank you for your time.
あれ、お客さんがいない。
Oh, you hardly see the place this empty.
そうか。午後のステージはもう終わっているのか。
The afternoon show must have already ended.
ロイドさん？
Lloyd, is that you?
あら？どうかしたの？
Is something going on again? Hello,
リーシャ
ladies.
さん。リーシャ。
Oh, Ilya and Risha.
なになに？私たちに会いに来たの？
Did you come to hang out with your favorite gals again?
夜のステージまで時間があるから一緒にお茶でも飲む？
We still have some time before the evening show. You want to join us for tea?
あ、いや。仕事で立ち寄ったんです。
Sorry, no can do, unfortunately. I'm here on some work-related business.
実は。
You see, I'll explain to Ilya and Risha that you're searching for a lost
そ
boy.
れは心配ですね。
No, that's terrible.
確かにここって子供も楽しめる場所ではあるし、
Well, it's definitely true that the kiddies love to come watch our
公
shows.
演中に紛れ込んじゃった可能性はあるかもしれないわ。
There's a chance one might have snuck in during a
よ
performance.
し、ちょっと待ってなさい。
Mind holding on for a minute, Lloyd?
休憩中のメンバーにも声をかけて入り込んでないか確かめてみるわ。
I'll check with the folks on break to see if they noticed anyone.
No.
Wait,
ああ。そこまでお願いするつもりじゃなかったんだけ
I
ど。
don't need you to go that far for me.
ユリアさんって思い立ったら一直線ですから。
Once Ilya has her mind set on something, there's no stopping her.
私も見回ってきますから、ロイドさんはここで待っていてください。
I'll help her take a look around too. Please, wait here just a moment, Lloyd.
とりあえず劇場の中にはいないみたいね。
Well, doesn't look like he's hiding around the theater right now.
すみません、お力になれなくて。
I'm sorry. I wish we could be more helpful.
いや、そんな。こちらこそお手数かけました。
It's okay. I appreciate the help regardless. I should be apologizing for bothering you.
そのくらいいいわよ。
Don't sweat it, Lloyd.
一応劇団長と支配人にも男の子のことは伝えておきます。
I'll be sure to notify the troop leader and the manager about the child.
もし保護したら警察の方に連絡すればいいですか？
Should we contact the police in the event we do find him?
が、それが確実だと思う。
Yeah, that would be perfect.
ありがとうございました。夜の公演も頑張ってください。
Thanks again, you two. Good luck with your evening performance.
弟くんの方もね。
Same with your search, my favorite little
ロ
guy.
イドさん、またいらしてください。
You're always welcome here, Lloyd. Yeah, boy. Lloyd, the lady killer. The lady killer Lloyd. Talk. Hope he didn't want her to casino, but I'll ask if she knows something about Colin. Colin's picture, not if he knew anything. Oh, he's gone missing? I don't think he came by here. I definitely noticed a little boy trying to sneak into a place like this. Yeah, I guess you're right. Thank you for cooperating, man. Okay. These don't work just thanks to the festival. In fact, I found myself a bit worried about children getting lost in all the crowds. Well, actually, we're in the middle of searching for one right now. Oh, really? My apologies. We're not causing any children on the second floor. As for the first floor, I advise you to check with Cherry. If Cherry hasn't seen the missing child, then odds are he hasn't set foot here. Okay. Just wanted to check, just to make sure. I need to gather more witnesses. I should start with the food stall vendor's receptionist. I want to speak with anyone in my... Talk to that receptionist. Talk to you. Talk to you. What about you guys? You have phenomenal. Mentally as orders more rating than ever. Damn bourgeoisie flying their privilege. You gotta see that. Yeah, say okay. See how hides with those tickets, Farrick. Did you even get your hands on them? My pops managed to get them through connections at work. They're just B section seats. B sections are fine in my book. Lady was so brilliant. Of course, let's not forget Theodore. I'm a big fan of his. Of course, back of my stand. Okay. Do I need to talk to him? Goes on. The customers came to love, we ain't child walking their doors, accompanied by their guardians. Sure, sir, can't be of any more help. It's shot in the dark, but this bunny girl might know something about Colin. Okay. I asked if you knew anything. Sorry, hon, but I've never seen this boy before. I doubt I would have noticed him if you walked past me with all these people around. Ah, gotcha. Thank you for cooperation. You got more witness. Start with the fucking... I talked to everyone, though. Guy looks like Shovel, and I just noticed something about Colin. It's like, oh, I talked to literally all the receptionists and food stall vendors, and the only people that I haven't talked to are not those, so the advice that's giving me is actually bullshit. Lloyd, showed Colin's picture asking anything about the missing kid, huh? No idea, pal. I only take note of any potential patrons. Besides, you think I'm going to remember a small kid with all the commotion around the parade? Make fair point. Well, thank you for cooperation. Think we investigate the entertainment section thoroughly enough. Looks like the back alley is next. We'll keep asking just like we did here. Okay, so basically talk to everyone because you don't know when they're just gonna bullshit you. Lloyd here. Yeah, Randy here. I made the rounds on East Street. No clues about the kiddo's location. Not even from the guild's receptionist. Alright, understood. I didn't have any luck in the entertainment district either. Let's continue the search for now. Aye, aye, sir. I hope you didn't go in the back alley, but this man might have seen Colin. Colin's picture and asked if he knew anything about his disappearance. Ha 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 ha, not a damn clue. Don't think I saw the kid. See, thank you for cooperation. Okay. Tonk. Got the child in a bar, but he might know of Colin's whereabouts. Colin's picture asked if he knew anything about the disappearance. The last kid, sorry, I haven't seen him. This is a bar after all. We don't let kids run around in here. Makes sense, thank you for cooperation. 7 years since Crossbow was founded. Sounds like celebration cost us some wine and lots of it. Yeah. Honestly, might know something about Colin. Colin's picture now, if you knew anything about his disappearance, let me think about it. I think I probably saw a couple of kids run by. Oh, really? I remember some of the child in this photo. Not really sure, to be honest. Not really good at using my head. I don't really remember much, you know? My brain's all hazy. I just can't remember. Sorry. Okay, thank you for cooperation. I love how lively it is during the festival. Kind of blows that I gotta stand guard here and stop all those dumbass tourists from wandering into the area. Just seems like Colin wouldn't have come this way. How you doing here? If you don't want to get any business, then scrim. Boss don't got any spare time for the likes of you. Okay. Okay, good. Imelda. Yeah, sorry, this is hiding all the way back here. Oh yeah, baby. I could buy another apricot. I could give someone else 15 of aid. No, I'm gonna hold on to it. I mean, this one also pretty good. Speed plus 10, and all those defenses and seal and mute. Like, not bad. Not bad at all. Curious as to what the like future ones are gonna be to be even better. It's possible Imelda might know something about Colin. Who Colin's picture asked about the disappearance. This boy, I'm afraid I don't recognize him. At the very least, I can tell you he's never set foot in this shop. This is hardly the kind of place for children, as I'm sure you are. I say, well, thank you for the help all the same. I guess they'll have the back alley investigation. Try asking in Central Square. Okay, easy enough. Long time no see. Huh? Yo, Ren!
君は
Oh, it's you.
ごきげんよう、お兄さん。
Good day, detective.
2ヶ月ぶりかしら
It's been about 2 months since we last met, hasn't it?
ああ、人形工房の
Right. You're the girl from the doll studio.
お久しぶり。確かレンちゃんだったか？
Long time no see. It was Ren, right?
もう、レディーの名前をわざわざ確認するものじゃないわ。
You should really remind your manners. A lady's name isn't something you just casually forget.
当然のように覚えていて、再会の挨拶をするのが紳士でしょ
It's your duty as a gentleman to greet me as if we had just met yesterday.
ごめん、悪かったよ。
Sorry about that.
こんなところでどうしたんだい？
So, what are you doing in Crossbow City?
一人でいるみたいだけど、もしかして迷子になったとか？
Or are you all by yourself? Did you get lost or something? Do I have another Ren escort quest?
別にレンは迷子じゃないわ。
Of course not, silly. As if I could get lost.
そこのアンティーク屋さんにはたまに一人で遊びに来ているの。
I like to visit the antique shop here from time to time.
そうなのか？
Oh, really?
でもこの辺り、子供が一人でうろつくのは。
But isn't it dangerous for a child to wander around this part of town?
別に危ないことはないわ。
Oh, you're a funny one. What could possibly be dangerous here?
呼び込みのお兄さんも水野お姉さんも優しいし、
The Mr. and Miss at the club are very kind to me.
路地の奥の黒メガネさんたちも結構楽しい人たちだもの。
Even those men wearing sunglasses in the alley are super amusing.
そうなのか？
You're joking, right?
それと今日はお祭りを見物しに来てるの。
More importantly, I came to enjoy the festivities today.
パレードがあったけど、お兄さんも見物したのかしら。
That parade earlier was particularly lovely. Were you able to watch it?
いや、仕事を片付けているうちに見逃しちゃってさ。
I'm afraid not. I had to take care of some work, so I missed it.
しかし困ったな。
I'm worried about leaving her alone.
一人にするのもなんだし、用事がなければ人形工房まで送っていくところなんだけど。
She's mature for her age, but she's still a young girl. I'd take her back to the studio if I wasn't in the middle of an investigation.
ところでお兄さん、一人で何をしてるの？
By the way, detective, what are you doing all alone?
また誰かとかくれんぼをしてるのかしら。
Are you playing another game of hide and seek with someone?
いや、実は迷子を探していてさ。
No, not quite. I'm looking for a missing child, actually.
今日のパレードではぐれちゃったらしいんだけど、まだ見つかっていないんだ。
He supposedly disappeared during the parade and has yet to return home.
そうだったの。
Oh, I see.
写真か何か持っている？
Do you have a
知
photo?
ってるかもしれない。
I might know him.
そうだな。一応見てもらえるかな。
That's a good idea. Would you mind taking a look? Show Colin's picture to Ren. Huh?
どうした？
What's wrong?
ひょっとして見覚えがある子だったか？
Do you know him? No.
こんな子見覚えないわ。
Ren has never known this child.
そうか。
Oh, I see.
でも可愛い男の子ね。
However, he's quite a cute little boy, isn't he?
お兄さんはこの子を探しているのかしら。
You said you're looking for him, detective.
ああ、仲間と手分けしてね。
Yeah, my team split up to cover more ground.
早く探してご両親の元に返してあげたいんだけど。
I'd like to get him back to his parents ASAP, but we haven't had any luck finding him yet.
だったらレンもこの子を探すのを手伝ってあげるわ。
If that's the case, then I'll grant you a bit of my expertise.
え、
Huh?
前に言ったでしょ。レンはかくれんぼが得意だって。
I told you before, didn't I? I'm quite skilled at hide and seek.
この子がどこにいるか多分突き止められると思うわ。
I'm sure it won't be much effort to locate one naughty little boy.
いやでも
Yeah, but...
この子を一人にするのもなんだし
Ugh.
とりあえず
That
一緒にいてもらうか
Well, I was anxious about leaving her alone. I guess she can accompany me for now.
いざとなったら支援課で待っててもらってもいいし
If anything happens, I can always have her wait for me at the SSS building.
わかったそれじゃあよろしく頼むよ
Alright. I'll be counting on you, Ren.
しばらくお兄さんと一緒についてきてくれるか
You can assist me in my investigation for a little bit.
いいわ。
Very well.
よろしくね、ロイドお兄さん。
I'll do everything I can to help, Lloyd.
ああこちらこそ
Thanks. I appreciate it. Yo, Ren. It's Ren.
もしもし
Hello?
エリーです。行政区の捜索が終わったわ。
Lloyd, it's Ellie. I just finished my search of the administrative district.
コリン君は見つからなかったけど、似た子を見たという人がいて、
I couldn't find Colin, but I found someone who might have seen him.
親御さんがいない状態でパレードの最後尾のあたりを追いかけていたみたいね。
He says he saw a similar looking boy following the parade from the rear, all on his own.
そうかそれっぽいな
Really? That's a solid lead.
引き続き公安区の捜索を頼む
I'll leave the harbor district in your hands.
了解よ。
Of course. I'll keep you posted.
パレードの最後尾。なるほど、あの車両ね。
Following the parade? You must have been chasing after that float then.
って聞いてたのか
Oh, you were listening in?
どんな車両だったんだい
Which float are you talking about?
ミッシーっていうマスコットキャラが乗った車両よ。
The one that had that cat mascot, Mishy, riding on top.
なかなか楽しいデザインだったわ。
Its design was quite amusing.
なるほどいかにも子供が好きそうだな
Yeah, well, that would definitely be the kind of thing to catch a kid's attention.
となると出店は外して子供や受付の人を中心に聞いてみるべきかな
So, should I stop asking around at food stalls and focus on kids and receptionists then? Okay, I need to go blow my nose up. Eesh. And I'm back. Okay. Got my tissues. Did some nasal spray. So hopefully my nose won't be too bad today. It's usually not too bad, but sometimes it just decides, hey, I'm gonna be real annoying with you and make it super nasally. Okay, so they said stop it with food stalls and then just stick to reception. So I'll do clockwise.
さすがに人が多いな。
There sure are a lot of people.
でもここは一応聞き込みをした方が良さそうだ。
Let's investigate this area for a little while, okay?
レンも賛成よ。
Fine with me.
まあ受付のお姉さんたちと子供客くらいでいいと思うけど。
I think asking the reception ladies and the kids around here will prove quite sufficient.
なあ、俺もそう思ったけど。
My thoughts exactly.
レンちゃん、頭いいんだな。
You're pretty sharp, huh, Ren?
ちょっと自信はあるわね。
Why, thank you. I like to think so. Okay. Okay, my customers keep on coming today. Okay. Got plenty of things. Okay. These two might know something about Colin. Colin's picture, ask if they know anything about him. A missing child? Oh dear, this boy's gotten lost. That's terrible to hear. But I'm afraid I haven't seen him. What about you, Pearl? Any ideas? No, I don't recall seeing him either. I know there are quite a few kids around the parade passed by, but they were all with their parents. Terribly sorry, but I don't believe that boy ever came into the department store. I see. Thank you. I appreciate the info all the same. During the anniversary call, I'll be picking up our books and reading them right here in the store. Woe is me. I wonder if there'll actually be enough kind enough to buy them. Do you have anyone? Yeah, okay. There we go. Elegant vase. Hanging machine. Ilia poster. Don't think I have that. Don't think I have that either. Kid. Possibly kid might know something about Colin. Picture, asked about it. Sorry, but I don't recognize that boy at all. I know I definitely haven't seen him around anytime recently. I see, thanks. I appreciate the help. Very fashion oriented, needs to stay on top of what's hot. Goddamn fashion! Finish my brief little window shopping session, but somewhere Legion's Foods downstairs to pick up tonight's groceries. Okay, that should be everything then. You know what I like best, but the ice cream was so good, gotta get the popcorn. It was like the tastiest thing I've ever eaten. Covered prime rib sandwiches and gyros, or gyros. Yeah, gyros. I think it's gyros. Started to bloom in popularity. Personally, I prefer a good hamburger. I would wonder why. Any kids up here? Okay, it was phenomenal. I took so many photos with one of the camera displays. I'll have to sneak out later and get everything developed. Fuck. Wendy, do you have a minute? You tell me if you've seen this kid before. Yeah, what now? Our inspection asked if she knew anything about his disappearance. He's around 5 years old, you say? He's a bit younger than Pansy, then. Sorry, Lloyd, I wasn't able to catch the parade, so I haven't seen this kid. So, you don't think he entered Gen 10 at any point? Yeah, I can say with confidence he hasn't entered the store. I keep track of how many times the orbital door opens over there. Yeah, I see. That's a very Wendy reason to be sure. You have to keep track of how many times the orbital door over there opens. Okay. Thanks for the help, Wendy. Okay. I like to keep track of how many times it opens. So I'm always watching it. Okay. Child. This she is the parade, she might have noticed something. Colin's picture, know anything about his disappearance. Oh, this boy? Actually, I think I might have saw him following the parade. Oh, you've seen him? Yeah, he was at the very end trying to keep up with the rest of the floats. Yes, I'm pretty sure it was the boy in your photo. Gotcha. Well, that's what Ellie told me too. Thanks, Mimi, you're a lot of help. Unfortunately, the annoying part with the nasal spray that I used is that I do, like it does, like, almost, like, pool at the back of the throat. So I do have to, like, spit a few times afterwards. Okay, so that was a child. Ryu and Colin, since I'm here. Ryu, got a moment? We're looking for this little kid. Calling picture, I do not think about his disappearance. Oh, this kid got lost? Let me take a definitely vague Sam before, but then again, how exceedingly vague. I expect a boy such as yourself to be more confident, but it seems I was off the mark. Hey, I mean... Hold on, I think I might have seen for just a sec. I was kind of focused on the parade, so I wasn't looking at the other kids. Can't blame me there. Thanks, you. That actually helps a lot. Okay. Talk. And this guy has some information that help us find Colin. Colin's picture after you know anything about the disappearance. Poor kid got lost. It's terrible. Unfortunately, I don't have any clues for you. I don't think he showed up in this restaurant. So thank you for cooperation. Cough, sputter. That damn cook, how do you get the manager to agree to the weird performance of his? He made me spill my coffee. Terrible show. Is it supposed to be some sort of impression or something? I don't know. I don't think I know of anyone who sings that bad. Yeah, but it's so much fun. Again, do it again. That was so noisy. Did something happen? I guess he just did a off-the-cuff performance. I should try visiting Yame's orbital factory. He's always no fart. I want to watch the parade. Oh yes, you should bring him some kind of present. Well, TS boss is really getting the festival spirit, isn't he? TO's boss. Okay, so I asked you. So he's done a thing about where the balloons in the sky. It runs out eventually, so they must fall somewhere. Parade, it's absolutely superb. Star is unique. Okay, food is a fad. Sweets. Restaurant. Be authentic. Not to make you drool. Well, that's kind of annoying because I tried all the kids. Oh wait, no. I forgot that this was a store. They ain't like you might have some info about Colin. He asked about Colin's picture. Oh, decided your phone for your investigation now. Oh yeah, look at you, acting all police like. Thanks. So, do you have any clues? He's the child of an acquaintance of ours. I didn't actually get to see the parade. Unless he comes into the store, I wouldn't have seen him. However, if he's stuck to the parade, then shouldn't he be on East Street? The parade route was supposed to head that way after all. I see. Going to Randy's support East Street with a bus, though. Well, then what do we do now? That's a great question. Where did it go from East Street? Let's get in the investigation as planned. Making a call without having all the information is never a good idea. Alright, I think we should cover it for Central Square investigation. We should check out Station Street next. I see you're quite the cautious one. I knew you'd be interesting. Actually, let's just do this. Lacodane. Yeah, corkscrew. Good. I could increase my defense by so much, but I'm not going to because my dodge. I need that evasion. Give it to me. Give me the evasion.
Hi, Lloyd です。
Lloyd speaking.
ティオです。
It's Tio.
サイタと一緒にコリン君の匂いをたどっています。
Zayt and I have been following Colin's scent.
ですが、人が多すぎるらしく、匂いも途切れることが多くて、完全には追跡できていません。
However, given the abundance of people here, we have not discovered a definitive trail.
そうか。
I was afraid of that.
ただ、町の南口から出たり、駅に入ったりはしていないそうです。
The trails we have found do not go past the south exit, nor inside the train station.
先ほどそちらを回った時に、サイトが言っていました。
Hey, fun fact. As far as I know, the only weapon of TO's that increases ATS is a custom from Chapter 1. They really never figured out magic weapons. How's it going, Fontana? Yeah, that is weird, because like I noticed that as I was buying weapons, because it's always increasing her strength, which, I mean, like, I presume, it seems like that affects her, like, standard attack, but her standard attack is also meant to be, like, an arts attack, so I wondered if it was calculated based off of ATS. I was never exactly sure, but hope you're doing well, my man. Hope you are having a fantastic time. Oh, interesting. I just saw the little symbol next to your name. I never knew that there was a hype train conductor symbol. That's cool. Who knows? ATS is random. Yeah. Yeah. At least that's what Zay concluded after investigating those locations. Woof.
そうか
Got it.
わかった
Uses his magic damage with his S-craft despite never being associated with magic. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he is weird, right? Because he uses a sword, so like should be physical, you would think. However, he's like kind of designed as like the magic swordsman character. And wow, looking at like the makeshift flag, like moving in the wind, and how it's just like they just split it in two and then have it like clip in and out of itself to like give a kind of illusion of like it flapping is very funny. Because I mean, it gets the point across. Obviously, it's meant to be, oh, it's flapping in the wind, but they don't really have like curved objects moving in this engine. It's always the only thing that like move well are the models of the characters. Other than that, it's like everything is kind of static and straight and very defined. So it's like, okay, how do we make it blow in the wind? Well, what we'll do is we'll take the flag, then we'll like duplicate like the bottom, like let's say 2/3 of it, overlap it a little bit, and then we'll just have it like move along its axes separately from the top half, so it's clipping in and out. I think that's very clever workarounds to try to get that effect. I like it. Got it.
その調子で街の外に出てないか他の出口も確かめてくれないか
But how's it going, my man? How's New Game November treating you? Did you check the other exits? Make sure he hasn't left through those?
了解しました。
Roger.
街を反時計回りに回りつつ、次は東口方面に行ってみます。
We'll proceed with our investigation heading counterclockwise, making our way toward the east exit.
ああよろしく
Thanks, you two. Going good. I have to start tonight's though. We're coming up. Ah, okay. What's tonight's? So she chose to tag along with the big bad wolf then. It's Doom, yo, Doom. I'm presuming the 2016 Doom, not like the OG, like can run on anything Doom.
でも警察犬にしちゃうなんて、お兄さんたちもなかなか
Yep,
楽しいこと考
nice.
えるのね。
Yeah, I remember when that game came out, it was like really big because like of how cool and obviously like metal it was. And I also heard good things about the sequel as well. So, hope you enjoy it. From what I've seen, it's very like high octane, fast paced, like shooter stuff, which I mean is basically what Doom has always been. So they did that. I feel like they kept the through line from the base games pretty well into an updated, more high fidelity system. If you're stop by, if it pans, I'll play some more Digimon product. Okay. I mean, when if I finish streaming early enough, I'll hopefully drop by. So yeah, definitely. 'Cause I always like watching people play games that I'm either aware of or I've played myself. So yeah, thanks for dropping by, bud. Still turn him into a police dog. You guys come with some interesting ideas.
いやどちらかというと押しかけられた方なんだけど
Well, we didn't have much of a choice. We walked right into the SSS building, and that was that.
レンちゃんなんでそこまで知ってるんだ
But wait a minute. How do you know so much about us, Ren? Who's to say? Okay. The door's locked. There's no reason to open it right now.
魔獣がうろついている場所ね。
Crossbow's very own den of monsters. The Geofront.
乗車の鍵がないと入れないし、除外しても良さそうね。
You can't go inside without a key from a city hall, so you can scratch it off your list.
あ
Good
あ
point.
確かに
Wait, how do you know that?
ってだからどうしてそんなことまで知ってるんだ
Hold on. How could you possibly know that?
魔獣のこともそうだけど視聴者の鍵が必要なことまで
Sure, someone could have told you about the monsters, but the thing about City Hall?
これでもレン、物知りな なのよ。
I know a lot more about this city than you seem to think.
クロスベル市なら一通り回っちゃっているし、
In fact, I've explored every nook and cranny of it by
も
now,
う一つの遊び場でもいろいろなものが覗けるんだもの。
and I can peek in on all sorts of places from my other playground too.
もう一つの遊び場
Other playground? Hmm?
まさか
She can't be.
他の場所を調べましょう。
He's even having some thoughts. He's making some connections. He's like, wait a second. Wait a second. This odd, like, this strangely competent child. Could she possibly be? And he doesn't even throw that out because Tio and Yona aren't even that much older than Ren right here. In fact, she might be as old as Yona right now, because she was, what, 12 in second chapter? This game is happening, what, like a year after second chapter? Because, what, Sky the Third happened 4 to 6 months after second chapter, I think? And this game happens, like, another half year after that, I think, maybe? Or like decently close after the end of it. So I mean, like, if Ren is now approximately 13, then Yona's also only 13 and Tio's only 14. So Lloyd definitely wouldn't throw her out as a suspect as Kitty, because he's like, yeah, I literally just saw two extremely competent, what should be considered children, doing stuff like this. I like that. It's a good. I feel like that's a good detail. Shall we continue, Detective?
かわいいあの子を優しいパパとママのところに返してあげるためにも。
We still have to return that poor child to his kind papa and mama, right?
君は
Ren, are you?
ああそうだな
Yeah, you're right. Let's keep searching.
今はとにかくコリン君を探すのが先決だ
Colin's safety should be our top priority. I'm gonna save because I haven't saved in a bit. Yeah, there's a book on railways at the library, and did you know that I contributed to it? That's right, my submission took up quite a few pages of it. Actually, my original copyright contribution took up about 300 pages, so it ended up being abridged by the editor. Greatly. Has the parade already started? No way. Is it possible that this street isn't part of its route? Oh, please, no. Where are you, parade? It's possible this kid might know something about Colin. Lloyd showed Colin's picture and asked if she knew anything about his disappearance. I don't think I've seen him before. I was here all day, so I would remember someone like him. See, well, thanks for your help. Is that it for this area? Yeah. So I'd already combed through here and couldn't find anything. For now, we should head back to Central Square and start investigating West Street.
もしもし
Hello?
ランディだ。今旧市街を回っているところだ。
Hey, it's Randy. Checking out the downtown district as we speak.
例の坊主だが、旧市街をうろついていたらしいぞ。
Sounds like our kid Colin was hanging around here after all.
な
Okay. Seriously?
パレードの見物をしている時に旧市街の子供に誘われてしばらく遊んでいたらしい。
While he was watching the parade, the kids in the downtown district invited him to play for a little bit.
その後、フラッと東通りの方に戻っちまったみてえだが。
They say he suddenly left to go back to East Street.
そうか
He certainly gets around.
しかし好奇心旺盛というか物おじしない子だな
Can't tell if Colin's a brave kid or if he's just oblivious to danger.
全くだぜ。
Tell me about it.
ティオです。横から失礼します。
Miss Tio, I apologize for the interruption.
ティオ
Tio,
なんだこの端末、複数で会話できるのかよ。
the hell? You can do three-way calls on these things?
一応そういう仕様です。
Or more if necessary. Oop, sorry. I was just pushing my keyboard in a little bit.
町の東口ですが、あの子の匂いはしませんでした。
Zyke couldn't find any trace of Colin's scent at the east exit.
今港湾区を通って北口に向かっているところです。
We are passing through the harbor district now, heading up toward the north exit.
なあよろしく頼むよ
Thanks for the update.
俺の方はもう一度東通りを回ってみるか。
Should I try going around East Street one more time just in case?
なあその辺りを通ったのは確実みたいだ
Yeah, you probably passed through there at some point.
念のため回ってみてくれ
Another lap won't hurt.
おう、任せとけ。
Leave it to me, boss man.
あの子なかなか鬼ごっこが上手ね。
Our elusive boy is quite skilled at playing tag, isn't he?
行政区から歓楽街、裏通り、中央広場、東通りとパレードを追いかけて、
After all,
急に
he
旧市
followed
街
the
へ
parade
移動。
from the administrative district through the entertainment district, back alley, Central
そ
Square,
の後東通りに戻って港湾区あたりに向かう。
East Street, and then the downtown district. Then we know he returned East Street, heading to the Harbor District.
そんなルートかもしれないわね。
That appears to be his route, yes?
本当に鋭いな。俺の予想も全く同じだよ。
Wow, you really are sharp. You took the words right out of my mouth.
一応仲間が捜索しているから、そっち方面は任せるとして。
Just the lumbar support again. All good for right now. For the time being, I'll leave those areas to the rest of the team, since they're closer.
念のため西通りを確かめるけど、構わないかな。
Next, I'd like to check out West Street. Are you okay with that?
いいんじゃないかしら。選択肢を潰すのも有意義だものね。
I don't see why I wouldn't be. Eliminating possibilities is always worthwhile. Okay, going to West Street. Okay, boom. At some point, I might pause the stream to go eat dinner. I have leftovers from lunch because I had a late lunch around like 2 o'clock, like eating at like 2:30, 2:45. So I wasn't like hungry when dinner time rolled around, which is usually like 5 o'clock for me. So I might just go heat up the leftovers at some point. Happy anniversary! Pause that playable camera. How you guys doing? You all having fun? Guess about that. A few samples won't be here to go home. Wipe out on the way home. She might know something about Colin. Colin picture? Ask me anything. I feel like I've seen this kid around before. Definitely haven't seen him today, though. I'd noticed if a little kid were here by himself. I say thank you for cooperation. Oh, there you put stops this year's parade. You Jerry Cheer, don't dodge the conversation. I'm trying to go check out that baker over there. She's offering free samples. Why don't you get some too? Feels like a festival and I'm able to chat with people from other countries like this. I'll forever and come and visit Crossville again next year. Good to see you, Lloyd. Here's this lovely little lady. What are you two up to? Trying to find a missing person. Have you seen the child in this photo? Showed the picture. Hey, isn't that Colin? Wait, you know him? Yeah, he lives in the residential district, I think. His family comes by here to buy bread every once in a while. Come to think of it, I haven't seen them today. Actually, I didn't see them around here doing the parade either. Thought so. Alright, thanks for that info. You've been a huge help. Oh no, he couldn't find the kid. Whatever shall we do? Talk. Maybe Talus would know something about him. Child has gone missing? That's horrible. I missed the parade today, so I only caught a couple glimpses of it from afar. Not so far away, I don't think I could really be of any help to you. So thank you anyway. Shot by Back Alley Dr. Glenn. Thank you. Floral Bartleby. We all love a Bartleby. Oof. No child here. Okay. Lawman. Oh, that Lloyd working alone today? Only temporarily. I was asked Mr. Grimwood about Colin too. Colin's picture. Harold's son has gone missing. I'm sorry, Lord, but right before the parade started, a client ran in here looking for some business advice. I still haven't had the chance to go outside. I say, even so, thanks for your help as always, sir. You know, I imagine Mrs. Hayworth is beside herself with worry. Lloyd, you must find this boy. Yes, sir. Did you know something about this that we don't? Yes, the food stalls that were hit had their most privacy selling were likely the thieves were caught, but it still caused a amount of issues for said stalls. We from the Business Association would like to give those affected some sort of compensation for all their troubles. I see. Well, that sounds like a noble cause to me. I'd be happy to take your case. Right. Okay. Listen, child, I'm afraid we don't know anything about that. Most of this Goodwin and I were unable to head out and watch the parade. I could still hear all the fun music they were playing for me here, though. I missed out on the parade, and even though I'm a child, I got sad. Oh. Okay, nothing in here. Right. Yeah. Well, boy, you said? I'm sorry, I can't say I've seen him. Sure, it's sight to behold. Got nothing but praise for this year's parade. Okay. Incorporating orbital cars in the recent parades, the world's becoming advanced. The world is, in fact, becoming advanced. Too advanced, some might say, and I would say nay. Nay, I say. Nay. No such thing as necessarily too advanced, it's just irresponsible usage. There were 10 orbital cars out this year, weren't there? Was that amazing to do? Yep, the parade's good stuff. Anyway, I feel like I'm ready to stop on another trip. Sure, Uncle Moss saw the parade. Should try asking him for details. Hey, Uncle Moss, do you have a second? There's something I need to ask. Lloyd showed Colin's picture and asked if he knew anything about his disappearance. Is this the child you're asking about? It looks exactly like him. I'm pretty sure I met this kid recently. Seriously? Yep, he bumped into me while I was walking around East Street. I believe he ran up north from there. East. Okay, went north. You ran north from East Street? That means he headed for the Harbor District. Yeah, sounds likely. Thanks a lot, Uncle Miles. You've been incredibly helpful. That should cover West Street. I wonder if the others are having better luck than me. You're looking for a missing child? I was thinking back, Uncle did me a little boy. You're standing there all alone, so we wondered where his parents had gone. And you didn't say anything or do anything. You saw a lone child and did not inquire about it with said child?
はい、ロイドです。
Okay, kid, where are your parents? And see if he says, I don't know. Yes, Lloyd speaking.
エリーです。気になることがあったので報告するわね。
It's Ellie. I heard something unsettling that I thought I should report to you.
今ちょうどティオちゃんと一緒にいるんだけど。
Tio's with me now, by the way.
どうも、ロイドさん。
Hello, Lloyd.
なあ、合流したのか。
Oh, you guys met up?
それで、どうしたんだ？
Okay, Ellie. What you want to report?
コリン君だけど、桟橋のところで水上バスを眺めていたらしい。
Oh, good. It's about Colin. Apparently he was sighted standing at the pier watching all the boats.
その後、どこに行ったのかわからなかったんだけど、
Nobody saw where he went after that, though.
そこでザイトに頼んで、匂いを探ってもらったんです。
I asked Zeit to search for his scent in the surrounding area.
そしたら、桟橋から階段を登ったところで、突然、匂いが途切れたそうです。
But upon climbing the stairs exiting the pier, Colin's scent suddenly vanished.
匂いが途切れた。
Vanished?
港湾区の南東の端だけど、
Yes, at the southeastern end of the harbor district.
これってどういうことなのかしら。
Did he get on a boat going to Michelin? What could this mean?
もしかして。
Could it be? He fell into the river, someone carried him away. Damn it. I mean, he fell into the river is also possible.
まさか川に落ちたんじゃないだろうな。
He couldn't have. Did he fall into the river?
もう、お姉さん、何を聞いていたのかしら。
Silly detective, you want me to recount the details you were given?
桟橋から階段を登ったところって狼さんが言っていたんでしょ。
Didn't that pup of yours state that he climbed the stairs up from the pier?
そうか。
Oh, that's true.
たとえ抱っこされていても、多少の匂いは残されるはずよ。
He couldn't have been carried off by someone, either. A lingering trail of his scent would remain.
でも、ある程度密閉された場所に入ったのだとしたら。
However, what if he were to suddenly enter an enclosed space? That scent would be cut off.
そうか。車両か。
He must have entered an automobile. Oh,
なるほど。それなら納得ですね。
I see. Your logic is sound.
そういうこと。
Now you get it. Okay, I'm gonna have to reload to get that PP.
そうなると、どこの車両に乗り込んだかが問題になるわね。
With that in mind, the question now becomes which vehicle did he enter?
ところで、誰か他にそこにいるの？
By the way, Lloyd, are you with someone?
どこかで聞いたような女の子の声がしますけど。
I believe I heard the voice of a young girl with you.
いや、いろいろあってさ。
It's a bit of a long story.
とにかく一旦集まって状況を整理した方が。
Anyway, why don't we meet up and sift through the details?
ねえお兄さん、
Hey, detective,
支援課の端末貸してもらうわね。
I'm gonna borrow the SSS's terminal for a bit.
え、
You're going to do what?
ちょっと待った。
Hold on a second.
エリー、ティオ、 ランディにも連絡して一旦支援課に戻ってくれ。
Ellie, Tio, do me a favor. Contact Randy and head back to base ASAP.
その時に一通り説明するから。
I'll explain everything once you're there.
わかったわ。
Okay, understood.
よくわかりませんが了解です。
I don't quite understand what's going on, but Roger, I suppose.
な
Dude, she's typing fast.
ひょっとして動力ネットワークから車両の情報を探しているのか。
Are you searching for information on that vehicle through the orbital network?
そうよ。
Correct.
今から1時間以内に港湾区の南東に停車していた可能性のある車両について。
I'm attempting to locate anything on vehicles parked at the southeast part of the harbor district in the past hour.
クロスベルの全ネット端末にアクセスをかけて検索している。
Of course, I'm searching every orbital database accessible from within Crossbow City.
IBC のメイン端末とそばかすくんのデータベースも利用させてもらおうかしら。
Perhaps I should hack the IBC's terminal and that geofront one that Freckles is so very fond of. Yep,
君は一体何者なんだ。
you can do that? Ren, just who are you?
有名な人形師のお孫さんってだけじゃないみたいだな。
I'm starting to think you're not just the granddaughter of some doll maker.
おじいさんはレンの協力者というだけよ。
Oh, Grandpa George, it's just an associate of mine.
タテルマテルを直してくれるレンの味方の一人。
He's a friend who repaired my dear Patermater for me.
博士をちょっと信用できないから内緒で頼らせてもらっているの。
And since I don't trust the professor, I had to discreetly ask elsewhere about fixes.
博士。
The professor?
それにパパとママって。
What the heck is a Patermater?
わからなくてもいいわ。
That's not something you need to worry about.
このクロスベルにおいてレンはただの観察者に過ぎない。
After all, I'm only here to observe Crossbell.
キティという名前の。
Under the persona of Kitty, of course.
やっぱりか。
I knew it. Kitty, we got confirmed.
昨日の追いかけっこスリルがあってドキドキしちゃった。
You know, playing that little game of tag was quite an enjoyable diversion.
そばかすくんも結構やるけどあのお姉さんも相当みたいね。
Freckles is formidable behind a terminal, but that friend of yours knows her stuff too.
ちょっと面白い裏技を使われた気もするけど。
Though I have a sneaking suspicion that she used a certain little trick of hers to gain the upper hand.
そこまでわかるのか。
You haven't figured that out? Just going ham,
た
dude.
だいまロイド。言われた通り戻ってきたけど。あ
We're here, Lloyd. We came as soon as we could, but...
ら
Oh?
その子は。
This girl again?
確か人形工房の孫娘だったか。
Is she the dollmaker's kid? Grandkid?
ああ。ちょっと事情があってさ。
Yeah, like I said, it's a long story.
見つけた。
Found it.
ライムス運送会社の運搬車が30分前に駐車しているみたい。
It looks like a Rhymes delivery truck was parked there 30 minutes ago,
次の運搬先はベルガード門。
and it was heading to Bellegarde Gate.
運搬車の通信番号ね。これでいいみたい。
Now, for the truck's number... Ah, here it is.
この通信番号に連絡を入れてみて。
Try contacting the driver with this number.
多分あの子の行方がわかるはずよ。
I'm all but certain that this will lead us to our missing boy.
お見事。
Could work.
どうなってるの？
Could you explain what's happening now?
さっきから何やってんのか完璧についていけねえんだが。
Yeah, man. I'm having a hard time following this.
なるほど。
Oh, of course.
あなたがキティなんですね。
You must be Kitty. What?
おいおいマジでどうなってるんだよ。
Man, oh man, I thought I was confused before. I'm completely lost now. What the hell's a kitty?
遊んでくれてありがとう。
I really appreciate you guys playing with me yesterday. It was oh so
で
fun.
も今はそれは後回しにした方がいいんじゃないかしら。
However, I think we can save the explanations until after you found the boy. I really do like Ren's portrait art in this style, like with this illustrator. Like the Sky trilogy and those arts in that art style had its own charm. The Crossbell ones, especially in their representation of the Sky games, so you have like the obvious comparison between characters. Like it really shines like a new light, like a different light, and I really enjoy at least Ren's appearance in this style. I think she looks really good.
まあ確かに
She makes a valid point.
よし、早速連絡してみよう。
Alright then, I'll give their number a call and see if they pick up. Lloyd called the phone number he received.
もしもし、どちら様？
Rhymes Deliveries, how, can I help you?
な、
During mission accomplishment. Hello there.
クロスベル警察特務支援課のものですが。
Sorry to bother you, but I'm with the CPD, Special Support Section.
よかった。ギルドが警察あたりに連絡しようと思ってたんだ。
Thank Adios. I was minutes away from calling the Bracer Guild or the
で
police.
も俺どっちの番号も知らなくて、それで親父に連絡して。
I didn't have either of their numbers memorized, so I just called my dad and...
落ち着いてください。
Please, sir, just take a deep breath.
慌てているみたいですけど、一体何があったんですか？
You sound like you're in a panic. Has something happened?
それが
Well, you see,
男の子がどこかに行っちゃったんだ。
that little kid ran off somewhere. I have no clue where, though.
え、
Must be him.
今俺西クロスベル街道の途中で停車してるんだけど、
I'm currently parked in the middle of West Crossbell
物
Highway.
音がすると思って荷台を確かめたら、小さい男の子がいて、
I went to check my load after hearing some sounds, and I found that kid in the back.
なんか忍び込んだらしくて、このままベルガード門に行くのもあれだし、会社に相談しようとしたんだけど、
Must have snuck in somehow. I knew that taking him to Belgard Gate would be a mess, so I tried to call my boss to ask for help.
そしたら通信してる間にその子どっかに行っちゃってさ。
But while I was on the call, he must have went and wandered away from the truck.
どうしたの？
Lloyd, what's the matter?
が、ちょっとまずいことになった。
Well, we've got a bit of an issue. Lloyd briefly explained the situation to the others. He what?
そんな
Unbelievable.
まずいな、そいつは。
This is bad news.
なあ、すぐに街道に出よう。
Agreed. Let's hurry and locate the driver.
大至急、そちらに向かいます。
Listen, we're heading on your way ASAP.
あなたは下手に動かないで、その場で待機しててください。
Don't go anywhere, okay? Keep your truck exactly where it's parked.
その子が戻ってくるかもしれません。
There's always a chance he'll come back.
よろしく頼む。
Right.
とにかく急いでくれ。
Just hurry, okay? This is stressing me out.
急いで西口に出よう。
Everyone, we're heading to the west exit.
それとレンちゃん、
And Ren, you
Kiwa.
you can...
ついていくわ。
I'm coming with.
足手まといにはならないからレンも同行させてちょうだい。
I promise that I won't slow you down.
でも
But
ここで待っててくれた方が安全だと思いますが。
I think it would be safer if you waited here for us to return.
あの子の行方を突き止めたのはレンよ。
Did you forget already? I was the one who discovered the boy's
だ
whereabouts.
からレンは最後まで見届ける必要がある。
Thus, I have an obligation to see how this unfolds.
たとえどんな運命が
No matter what fate has in store for him.
あなた
That sounds ominous.
よくわからんが、妙にこだわってるみたいだな。
I don't know what your deal is, kid, but it's clear you ain't letting this go.
時間が欲しい。ロイド、連れて行こうぜ。
Time's a wasting, Lloyd. Come on, let's just get there to tag along.
あ
You're right.
あ、レンちゃん、君がただの女の子じゃないことは分かったけど、無茶はしないこと。
Ren, I know you aren't an ordinary girl. But that doesn't mean you can do anything crazy. I need you to let us handle whatever happens.
それだけは守ってくれ。
Can you do that for me?
分かったわ。
Fine, fine.
それとレンのことは呼び捨てにしてちょうだい。
In return, I'd appreciate if you stop treating me like a child.
なんだかちょっとくすぐったくなってきたわ。
I think I've proven I can handle myself by now.
了解だ。
I guess that's fair.
よし。それじゃあ、すぐにでも西口に向かおう。
Alright, everyone. To the west exit.
西クロスベル街道に出て、コリン君を探すんだ。
Our plan is to get to West Crossbell Highway and commence our search for Colin right away.
ええ、
Right.
了解です。
Roger that. Okay, can I load? That was then. That was going into then. That's 5. That was West Street. Yeah, here we go. Let's let's load this one. Okay, because this should... Okay, good. Okay, he entered an automobile.
ある程度密閉され、匂いが外に漏れない場所。
An enclosed, it would be an enclosed space where a person sent wouldn't be able to easily escape.
何らかの車両に乗り込んだ可能性があるかもしれないな。
It's entirely possible they entered an automobile. Oh,
なるほど。
logic is sound.
レンも同意見よ。
I agree, Lloyd.
そうなると、どこの車両に乗り込んだかが問題になるわ。
With that in mind, the question now becomes, which vehicle did he enter?
ところで、ど
Okay,
こか
一
there
人
we go. So we're just gonna do this. Ugh. Didn't want to leave, didn't want to leave BP on the table. Especially when luckily I had an autosave that was like pretty darn close. If I didn't, then I most likely wouldn't have, just gone along with it. Ornament. Quartz, or I guess items, maybe? Yeah, I have 495 for fire, so I can't do anything with that. West Crossville Highway.
ティオ、念のため周辺を探ってくれるか。
Tio, can you scan the surrounding area?
了解です。
Roger.
アクセス。どうやら町の近辺にはいないようですね。
I was unable to detect him within close proximity of Crossbow City.
60セルジュほど先に運搬車の反応はありましたけど、
However, I am detecting a slight reaction from a transportation truck approximately 60 Selge away from us.
ってことはまずは運搬車のところまで行った方が良さそうだな。
Just means we got flagged down this truck then.
魔道場か。
An orbital staff? Very interesting.
似たようなものを教授も持っていたけれど、
I recall the other professor having a weapon similar to
エプ
yours.
スタインの人たちも面白いおもちゃを作ったものね。
The Epstein Foundation's gone and created quite the amusing trinket, haven't they?
教授？
Other professor.
祭壇の最新技術の成果と似たようなものを持ってい
And you
た。
claim you had an orbital staff? This is supposed to be the Foundation's latest model.
あなた、
You
ひょっとして。
you couldn't be. Couldn't be what?
それよりも今は先に進むことにしましょう。
In any event, we should focus on finding that silly little boy.
かわいい、かわいいあの子がかわいそうなことになる前に。
Before tragedy befalls his adorable little face.
もちろんだ。
Yeah, you're right.
とにかく急ぎましょう。
Let's continue the search then. Okay, so does our status... Okay, so she's not actually like in our party. She's here we go. Okay, because that was the thing that I was curious about. Is like, is she in our party or is she just kind of like there? Okay. Excuse me while I just go through. I want to make sure that I'm not. I don't have anything to try and remember to go get. Because I'm pretty sure I've been good and gotten essentially every single one that I have seen. Including like boss optional ones. Or not necessarily boss optional ones, but boss summons. Like the summon enemies or whatever they're called. I don't know how I would like label the enemies that you fight when a boss summons them or like uses a skill and creates them. Yeah. Okay, everyone's level 27, so level 35. Okay, nope. I thought that may have been a 20 or a 30 chest. So if it was level 30, I may have tried my hand. Just because it's not too bad. Okay. Okay, this is where I took a picture of the train. eliminate the wildlife here from a distance away. That way I don't have to deal with them, but I also still get their Sepith. Let's save. R1, nothing here. I have to wonder if, like, if you kill an enemy on the field, if they're the type of Sepith they drop is randomized, or if it's still going to be the same type of Sepith that you would have gotten had you fought them normally. There it is. Man, I hope those guys get here soon. That kid's gonna be in some real trouble if they don't hurry up. Hey! Oi! Oi! Boy! You came! Billy. What a relief! You guys got here quicker than I expected. We're sorry to keep you waiting. Hey, mister. Have you heard any blood-curdling screams since the boy disappeared? Or maybe the sound of something falling off in the cliffside and violently hitting the ground? What? No, I don't think so. Well, that's good news, then. It means our naughty little boy is still alive and well. Shall we be off then, detective? Yeah. She sure is something. She assessed the situation so quickly. It's hard to believe she's only a child. Maybe being Kitty makes perfect sense now. Come in, ask, hey, have you heard the two things that we could reliably ask you about, right? Because it's like, he obviously didn't see where the kid went. So asking him, hey, do you know where he could have gone? Obviously pointless, given that it's like a one-way direction, right? We came from this way. He's here. He had to have gone this way if he didn't fall off this cliff. Did you hear him scream, which he would do if he were being attacked? And two, did you hear someone, like, did you hear some big commotion and a splat, meaning he fell off this cliff? Right, those are the two options that we have that are negative. And I need you to confirm whether either of them are something we should entertain. Come back! Did you hear that? Which way did it come from? The south, I believe. Yeah, sounded like it was coming from the direction of the police academy. Alright, let's hurry and check it out. So he's safe then. Okay. We need that sap. Damn it, I wanted to kill the wolf. Need that sap. Oop. Oh, finally. Dude, this child has been on a monster-infested road chasing a flippin' butterfly. After being a stowaway in a delivery truck. Does this kid have no fear? Like, is this kid dumb? How old is this child? Wait, don't go! He was chasing a butterfly all the way out here. He's a curious little brat. I'll give him that much. He's had a long day now. Let's get him home. No. Those are monsters, finally. Huh? This is bad. Can we make it in time? We have to keep them away from Colin. Ren goes in immediately. Just one-shots them all. Big sight. Wait. Ren? What? Stay away from him! You picked him up, jump away. Everyone, please!
任せろ
Leave it to us.
残りは片付けるぜ
Time to clean house. Formidable
さ
enemy.
あかかってこい
任せて
Okay. I don't know you. You guys are slash wolves. Lorelei. Debilitate all with sleep. I don't know. I'll do La Forte. Art. Craft. Crash bomb. Damn.
よし
Okay. Craft. Courage.
みんな
行きます
Craft. Analyze.
分
That
析を
one.
開始します入手しました
Okay, so resistant to freeze, confuse, and insta-death, but everything else. This Firewolf is highly territorial. Its fighting abilities were honed in the wild. Out of here. There you go. Okay. Okay, and then you can actually, yeah, you got plenty of that. So let's call Zeit, and hope he immediately comes in with an AT delay. Yeah, there we go. Good. Art. What are you guys weak to? Fire. You can do that. Damn it.
俺の番だな
私の番です
Art. Death Spiral. Nah.
エニグマ
You can hit multiple. Craft. Courage.
よっしゃ
や
Galleon Tower. Good.
私の番ね
Art. Craft. Holy bullet.
みんな
Heal everyone. Give some CP. I could do that. I don't really need to though. There we go. Sealed one of them. Death Spiral.
エニグマ駆動
Damn it.
や
行くぜ
Craft. Power Smash.
俺の番だな
私の番です
Art.
ドライブ開始
Spiral.
お返しよそれ任せて
Art. Or other craft. Holy bullet.
みんなわかりました
よし
Boost everyone's stuff again. Craft. Courage.
行くぜ
God damn it. Come on. You're blinded. What's going on
エ
here?
ニグマ駆動それ
Blinded, act like you're blinded, please. It would be pretty nice.
さてとドライブ開始任せて エニグマ
I'll do that.
そこだ行くぞやってや
や
There we go.
任せろ
さてとドライブ開始
Didn't want to move anyone out of the aerial range, which is why I did what I did. There we go.
よかった
Not too bad. 140. We like that. And yeah, a lot of fire sepets, so that's helpful. I'll probably be able to upgrade Ellie. Yeah,
正直危なかったぜ
that could have turned out real bad.
そうだレンちゃんとコリン君は
You're right, but wait. What about Ren and Colin? Kid doesn't even realize he was in danger.
大丈夫よ。
It's okay. Everything will be alright now.
怖い魔獣はお兄さんたちが退治してくれたから。
These nice people took care of all those big scary monsters for you.
だから安心してもいいわ。
You're safe now, okay? Please don't cry. Huh? You're crying now.
ちょっと。
Wait, why are you... Is this how you repay me? You stupid kid, leading me on a fucking chase all around the city, stowing away in a fucking vehicle, leaving the vehicle like an idiot to chase after a butterfly, us saving your goddamn hide, and then when we ask you one simple thing and it's don't cry, you then start crying? The fuck, man?
どうして泣くのよ。もう危なくないって言ってるのに。
Why are you crying? I heard he said nothing is going to hurt you anymore.
あなたなんか。
I was...
本当は助けるつもりなんて全然なかったのに。
Okay. I never meant to save you. To involve myself like this.
レン
Ren.
レンさん。
Ren, are you...
バカみたい。本当バカみたい。
moronic? How utterly, completely moronic?
見てるだけって決めたのに。絶対関わらないって決めたのに。
I just wanted to observe. I decided I wasn't going to get involved.
どうしてレンは。
So why? Why did
レ
I...
ンちゃん。
Friend? Yeah, because certain aspects of this might be a bit odd for her. Or not odd for her, but awkward for her. I can't pretend to know or understand your circumstances, Ren.
でもきっと君は君の大切なものを守ったんだ。
But I think it's clear that you acted to save someone you care about.
他ならぬ君自身の手で
With your own two hands.
その腕に感じてるぬくもりが何よりの証拠だよ。
The warmth that boy feels in your arms is proof enough.
不甲斐ないけど俺たちは君の手伝いをしただけだった。
You did most of the work finding him. We were a little more than backup, honestly.
でもそれでも光栄に思う。
But still, I'm glad we were here.
レン君が君の大切なものを守る手伝いができて
It was an honor to help you, Ren. To help you protect what's important. I don't... Aw. Yeah, because I mean, that's the thing as well. Right? As we're saying, like, actually still just a child, right? Being in weird situations like that, yeah, it's like, okay. Probably would emotionally
寝ちゃったか
emotionally tumultuous for Ren, depending. Is he finally tired himself out?
可愛い寝顔ね。
He sure is cute when he sleeps.
何の罪も知らない。無垢で純粋でまっとうな子。
Pure innocent child, free from the evils of the world.
こんなに大きくなったんだ。
He's grown so much.
さっきその子の親御さんに連絡したよ。
Ren, you should know I just contacted his parents.
大急ぎで迎えに来るってさ。
They're on their way here now.
そう。
Is that so?
君は一番の功労者だ。
You were the one who saved his life, Ren.
当然紹介するのが筋だとは思うんだけど。
I think it's only right that we introduce you to them.
必要ないわ。
Thank you, but there is no need.
レンの名前も存在もその人たちに伝える必要はない。
I'd rather you not tell them my name, or even that I was here at all. It's unnecessary. I have, like, it's almost like her voice changed when this line played out.
レンの名前も存在もその人たちに伝える必要はない。必要ないわ。必要ないわ。
Like, it's much
そう。
much deeper Hey, 50 Mia. Oh, you're at this part, so yeah. Right? Like, Ren's voice, normally is, like, pretty high-pitched, but that, specific line, right?
レンの名前も存在もその人たちに伝える必要はない。
It's a lot deeper. Like, every other time she's talked, she's almost like purposely cutesied her voice. But this one is like, no, don't fucking tell them my name. Or, like, do not mention that I was here. Don't tell them my name. Like, no. But I hope you're doing well, 50 Mira. Having a nice Veterans Day. Having a nice Friday. I was lucky enough to not have work today because I work at a bank, so yay, holidays. But, yeah, other people probably not as lucky. I'd rather you not tell them my name, or even that I was here at all. It's unnecessary.
でも
But
なあレン
listen, Ren.
君が普通の物差しで測れるようなただの女の子じゃないのは分かった。
Same, wasn't working either, just catching up on Riser recordings. Oh, nice. Yeah, eventually I'll get around to playing Atelier Ryza on stream. Maybe I'll have that be one of the games that I play, because I think with the sheer quantity of sub-goal games, I'm probably gonna have like my streaming schedule kind of in like a sub-goal game and my game kind of like sections, where it's like if I stream 4 times a week, 2 of them will be a game that I just choose, the other game will be the like a sub-goal game. Because I've got like a backlog of like 6 or 7 sub-goal games at this point. Also, no Duster tried pasta and GPU, so maybe it's just dying slowly. Oh, damn. I mean, so long as it works, right? And like, if that is the problem, at least it's working right now, so you're at least able to use your computer while you order a new one. Right? Because, like, it sucks a lot more when something, like, bricks hard, and you're like, I'm stuck here, and I can't do anything with the computer, so I need to do everything from, like, my phone or, like, a sub-laptop to try and fix it. Although I will say I did have a little bit of, like, I don't want to say a panic earlier, but, like, I got home, and usually when I head out, I'll put my computer into, like, sleep mode or something instead of, like, turning it full off. And I came back and, like, I tried to unsleep it, and, like, it wouldn't, like, fully unsleep. Like, I could move the mouse, but it was still, like, black screen, and it just, like, would not, like, fully unsleep, and I was like, weird. So then I turned it off, and then I turned it back on. I didn't wait all that long, and then it, like, did it kind of again. At that point, I was like, oh god, please tell me this isn't, like, an issue. Turned it full off, went, like, behind the computer, even, like, unclicked the switch there to, like, no power whatsoever, like, counted to 15, turned it back on, and then powered it on, and everything worked fine after that. Like, started up very quickly, and I was like, okay, I don't know what you were on, computer, but just don't do it again, alright? Main problem is display, but I wonder if I use GPU for streams and stuff and use GPU for recording. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, well, I hope you're at least able to figure out a solution while it's going on. Like at least you're pretty confident that is the GPU, right? You're not like up in the air about being other things. You can still use GPU if you don't connect video cable to it and use mainly the iGPU and CPU for video. Okay. Yeah, I remember back on my old computer, because I was using like adapters and stuff, or maybe it was just like a bad GPU port or something. Or maybe it was the motherboard one. Basically, like, I couldn't use one of like the monitor output things, and I think it was specifically when I was using it with a adapter because I still had like older VGA like port monitors, and I had to use an adapter because it was like HDMI or non-VGA or a different one of the VGAs. Like it was something. It was something to get to work, and like for whatever reason, one of the ports just would not like do it because like I presume for whatever reason, specifically when gaming, it was like it was trying to almost like push out too much data, and like the thing just could not handle like converting that data to the specific kind of signal that the monitor needed. So I just couldn't use a certain slot. Hey, thank you much for the follow, Reese Colton. Much appreciated. But yeah, so I hope you're able to figure it out. It's obviously something special. Children your age just can't do the things you're able to.
あの大釜を投擲する能力キティとしてのハッキング技術
I mean, I don't think it should be the skill with that scythe that should surprise you. It's the fact that she had that scythe on her the entire time and you didn't know. Right? You scale with that scythe. You're hacking as Kitty.
その子の居場所を特定した論理的かつ多面的な推理能力
Not to mention your logic and analytical skills were the key to finding Colin.
あまりに多彩すぎて現実味がないくらいだけど
Honestly, it's hard to believe that someone as brilliant as you even exists in the first place.
君がいわゆる本当の意味での天才であることは分かったよ
I don't think it would be an exaggeration to call you a true genius. Oop, they misspelled genius. They flipped the U and the I. It's genuous. Don't you know? I don't think it would be an exaggeration to call you a true genuous.
お兄さんやっぱりなかなか見どころがあるわね
Looks like you figured me out, detective.
そうレンの本質はそこにある
Yes, that's the essence of who I am.
あらゆる情報を取り込み処理し自らを含めた環境を適切に操作する
I can process information and immediately make the appropriate adjustments to nearly any situation.
戦闘技術もハッキングも博士論文も人形の操作もお茶会の作法も全ては
My
そ
combat,
の本質に
hacking,
よっていると言えるわ
my combat, hacking, doctoral dissertations, archaism control, and not to mention tea etiquette. All of it is made possible by my true essence. So not only is this revealing combat hacking, which Lloyd knew, doctoral dissertations, which he most certainly did not know, and implying multiple, so she has multiple doctorates, archaism control, he did not know she could do that either, and presumed tea etiquette. I mean, she looks like a kid that would probably love tea, but yeah, or tea parties.
博士論文
Doctoral dissertations?
でまあそれはいいか
Never mind.
つまり君には分かるってわけだ
So, in other words,
何をどうすれば自分の望みを叶えられるのかを
you're able to figure out just how to bring about any outcome you want? To make your dreams reality?
そうよ
That's one way to put it, yes.
どんな望みでもレンは叶えることができる
Despite how impossible something may seem, I know what is necessary to make it happen.
正確にはどうやったら世界にレンの望みを叶えさせればいいのかがわかる
No, that's not quite right. To be more accurate, I know how to manipulate the world into giving me whatever I want.
それがレンの力そのものだから
That's my true power.
なるほどね
So, that's how you see it.
だったら君は一体何を望んでいるんだ
Then, what do you actually wish for? From the bottom of your heart, what do you want most? Pardon?
どんな願いでも世界が叶えてくれるお姫様
The way you described yourself. You're like a princess who can make the world grant any wish you desire.
でも今の君はどこに帰ればいいかわからなくて途方に暮れた子猫みたいに見える
But I don't buy that. To me, you look like a lost little kitten. Confused about where she is and where she should go.
いや帰るべき場所は本当は分かっているのかもしれ
Or
ない
maybe you actually do know where you should go.
なのにいくつもの大きな岩が帰り道を塞いでいて帰れない
Maybe you just think there are too many obstacles in your way, barriers, that you can't make it there.
そうなんじゃないのか。
I'm right, aren't I?
全ては
Damn,
俺の
Lloyd just coming in
直
hitting
感
on
と
the
憶測
head.
だ。見当違いだったら謝るよ。
That's just what my intuition is telling me. So I apologize if I'm out of line or off base.
だが、俺たちは特務支援課だ。
But remember, we're the special support section.
困っている女の子がいたら、なるべく助けになってあげたいし。
If we find someone in need, we want to help them to the best of our ability. That includes you, Ren.
一緒に帰ってあげることはできなくても、岩を取り除く手伝いくらいはできる。
Even if we can't walk you all the way home, we can at least give you the first boost you need to overcome those obstacles.
お兄さん、推理だけじゃなくて妄想も得意だったみたいね。
I wasn't expecting you to be as good at making up stories as you are at solving
あ
cases.
なたなんかに、レンの何がわかるっていうの？
How could someone like you possibly understand someone like me?
もちろんわからないさ。
Okay, interesting. So he's immediately denying that. He's like, I don't understand you. Right? I am presuming potential aspects of you, but I don't know you. And I can't. And I'm not trying to say that I do. But I'm offering my viewpoint on how I see you, basically. I can't. And I won't pretend I'm able to.
それに、君が頼りたいと思う人は、他にちゃんといるのかもしれない。
But maybe others can. People that you'll want nothing more than to trust and rely on.
でも、転がっている岩は、一つだけじゃないんだろう。
I'm sure right now you have a ton of things to work through. A ton of challenges to overcome.
俺たちにも任せられるような、そんな手頃なサイズの岩はないかな。
So why don't you lean on us just a little as you begin your climb?
そんなの。
You don't. You...
ロイド、ハロルドさんが見えたみたい。
Lloyd, the Hayworths just arrived.
そちらにお通しするわね。
I'm sending them in, okay?
いや、その、
Wait a second.
なんだったら、クローゼットの中に隠れてるか。
If you want, you can hide in that closet, okay? Yeah. Yeah, she's not just gonna open the door and jump out. Or open the window and jump out. Alright, Ellie. You can send them in now.
ええ、ちょっと待っててね。
Okay, just a moment.
失礼します。
My boy! And this part is deep. I mean, I can feel it. It has the music of deep. Right, you don't get this music unless... Colin!
よかった。
Idios, thank you.
本当
Oh,
によかった。
thank you. Okay. Because, like, after playing CS4 and knowing kinda what to expect with relationships involving certain characters here, I'm very curious as to what dialogue is going to happen in this scene. Because I know it happens in CS4, and kind of, I guess, the closure of everything. But I'm very curious about this because, right, we don't actually know everything about Ren yet, right? What the Sky Trilogy gave us was that Ren worked alongside Joshua and Luve, that she was saved from that institute, from Stardoor, so-and-so was it, Stardoor 14 or 15? Whatever, that Stardoor story, by them at some point, and then after that, they worked together and she went through the training and all that jazz, and story happened. We don't know exactly what happened before her ending up in the situation of Stardoor 15. I'll say it's 15 because I can't think of the actual number. Right? We don't know her full backstory, and that beginning chunk is arguably the most important part right now. There's two versions of Stardoor. Okay. Because it's like, yeah, knowing her extremely tragic and horrible, absolutely, like, worst backstory. I think the PSP Evo one was censored a bit. Oh, okay. I mean, I can imagine, because I mean, what the one I played implies is very fucked. But like her having like an like art, like full stop, most tragic character so far, I feel, in the entire Trails series from all the characters I know, right? That is very important in understanding why she was more than ready to just kind of be like, oh yeah, no, Ouroboros, new family, these people, like, yeah, no, I'm with them. But that beginning part as to how she got to horrible backstory portion in the first place is vital. And that's what I imagine the crossbell stuff this scene will give us, to at least a degree. Maybe not the entire picture, but the broad swaths, such that the closure in CS4 that occurs is a bit more filled in my head. Adios, thank you. Oh, thank you.
あら、レンちゃんは
Where's Ren?
ああ、ちょっと事情があってね。
I'll explain later, but
そこのクローゼットに隠れてる。
she's hiding in the closet over there. I just noticed that there are a spare pair of tonfas over on the box on the left. She's what?
またどうして
Why would she do that?
なんか事情がありそうだな。
Feels like we're missing something.
皆さん、本当にありがとうございました。
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
なんとお礼を言ったらいいか。このご恩は決して忘れません。
For the rest of our lives, we'll never forget what you've done for us today. Harold deeply bowed his head in appreciation.
そんな、どうか頭を上げてください。
Oh no, please, there's no need for that.
その私たちも任務でコリン君を探しただけですし
Right, we were just doing our jobs. No, you don't understand.
皆さんが見つけてくれなかったらコリンは
If you hadn't found him, Colin would be... We could have...
本当によかった
Truly, thank you. Like, obviously distraught parents about, like, lost child for multiple hours in a city, right? Where, like, kid could have been kidnapped or stolen or died, right? Like, obviously distraught. But this is to an extreme level, I feel. Which probably makes more sense.
もう大丈夫だから。
It's alright, honey. Everything is fine now.
どうしてそこまで
Why are they so... Oh my god, Colin, he's waking up.
コリン
Colin?
あれどうしてパパとママがいるの
Mama? Papa? What are you doing here?
コリン
Oh, Colin.
よかった。本当に
Thank the goddess. He's okay.
ダメだぞ。ママたちに心配をかけたら。
Don't you know how much you made us worry? You stupid child.
あのねとっても楽しかったの
I had so much fun today.
ミッシーの車を追いかけて知らない友達もいっぱいできて
First, I followed the Mishi car all over the city, and I made tons of new friends.
かくれんぼして荷物ばっかりの車に乗ったら
Oh my God.
真っ暗で
When we were playing hide and seek, I thought I would hide in this big truck. But then, it got all dark and started to
お
move.
外に出たらすごく綺麗で黄色い蝶々を見つけて
When I finally got out, I saw this yellow butterfly and started to chase it. It was so pretty.
それでね
And then... Dude, this kid... Like, glad that the kid's a happy kid, right? And all that. Fucking his parents need to lay down some fucking rules. Like, you got in the fucking back of a truck when you were playing hide and seek? Like, come on. Like, dude. Wait.
すみれ色のお姉ちゃんは
Where's the purple girl?
すみれ色の
Purple?
お姉ちゃん
Girl? Yeah,
あのねとっても強かったの。
you should have seen her. She was so strong.
優しくっていい匂いがして、
She was nice and smelled
そ
nice.
れでね、パパと同じすみれ色の髪をしてたんだよ。
And she had purple hair just like Papa's. Yeah, which is presumably a rare hair color. A relatively uncommon hair color, one might think. A vibrant shade of purple. If you weren't in an anime universe where you have someone with fucking blue hair right there as well. Although they do specify that she is from one of the northern countries where it seems the odder, lighter shades of hair are a bit more common. You get the blondes, the silvers, the pale blue from Tio. But still, you're living in an anime world where hair color is just a differentiating factor. It's not like necessarily sensible. What?
その娘さんというのは
Excuse me, everyone. Just who is this girl that he's talking about?
そのコリン君を探すのを手伝ってくれた女の子なんです。
Or red hair in some instances. Yeah, right? Yeah, because I mean... Yeah, because it's not even like a northern country is all like blonde, pale. Because Instructor Sarah is from Saltland and has red hair. So, I mean... Like, it's not even like a... Like, anime world and saying like, oh, this person with hair color... It's like, it really shouldn't sound funny. It was like, oh, okay. Like if someone was like, oh, buddy, like I was saved by this person. They had like blackish brown hair, just like yours. I wouldn't be like, oh, wow, they must be related to me. I'd be like, yeah, that's hair. There's only so many colors. And dyeing your hair is a thing too. Like, but I mean, obviously the idea behind it is he said just like yours. Like the same shade, which is presumably a bit more rare. Well, there was a girl who offered to help us search for Colin.
外国の旅行者みたいで、身元はちょっとわからないんですが。
She might have been a tourist, but we can't be sure. She didn't tell us much about herself.
そうだったんですか
I see. Thank you.
そんなことって。
It couldn't be.
お姉ちゃん、また会いたいな。
I wish I could see her again.
そしたらもう一度
So we could play
遊んで
together
もらって。
again. Going back to sleep already? You crazy child. My hair changed color through the divine intervention. A giant colored pencil came down and colored it red. Yeah, right? Right, that would be the craziest thing, right? Like, thing about hair color wise, right? Like, in my brain, I'm like, okay, thinking of like hair color. It's like, what if Reen had a kid? And it'd be like, oh, but it was like during the white hair phase, and then everything happened and it turned back, but his kid still had the white hair. It'd be like, ooh, and they would be looking at family photos. It's like, Dad, your hair was like one color and then like it changed, like progressively, like it got like whiter and then it turned full white. What happened? It's like, yeah, I went through a phase. Oh, were you like emo edgy? And it's like, well, kinda, you know. You know, one could say there was a demon inside me. One could say there are two wolves inside of me. One was saying this, the other was saying this. Like, Dad, you're an edgelord, you fucking bitch. You freaking hilarious. Oh no, I swear I wasn't. Meanwhile, dude was chained in a basement, just going, destroy. And it's like, Dad, that's edgelordy. That's pretty edgelordy, Dad. Okay, so now that Colin's asleep, can you tell us about your Colin?
また寝てしまったか。
Looks like you went right back to sleep.
よかったらそのまま寝かせてあげてください。
He's welcome to rest here as long as he needs, Mr. Hayworth.
こちらは大丈夫ですから。
We don't mind, honestly.
ありがとうございます。本当に何から何まで。
Yeah, I saw that Kevin Conroy died today. I wasn't too aware of his works. I saw a lot of posts about Batman. I presume he was like prolific in like Batman. I'm not exactly sure about it. Like the name is familiar, but like I've never the animated series. Okay. Yeah, I never was too big into remembering names of various people. Like the biggest Batman like quote unquote death that I heard was like Adam West, right? And that's because like he memed himself so hard into pop culture that it was like hard to not know the name Adam West associated with like his version of Batman, because it's like, oh yeah, Adam West, and then like Mayor Adam West in Family Guy, and then it's Catman in Fairly Odd Parents, voiced by Adam West. Like he seemed to just like no one messes with Adam Wee, or do I? It is with solemn regret that we mourn the lives that this damn ocean has taken from us. So we must exact revenge. Pulls out knife, stabs the ocean. There, you'll never hurt anyone else ever again. Like, oh god, like, yeah, like Mayor Adam West was freaking hilarious. I loved him. But yeah, like I've never been too big at remembering names of like. Unfortunately, like, I probably should try to get better at, but like voices, like voice actor names, I've never been good at being like, oh, I know the name of this person. I've always been like, oh, this is the voice of that other character in this other game, and this one in that game, right? Like, it's always, oh yeah, I've heard that voice before. It was in this, and this, not who said it, whose voice is it. That's never, like, my main thing that I go off of. You've already done so much for us.
しかし、私と同じ髪の色の娘さんか。
A girl with the same hair color as me, though.
これもエイドスとあの子のお導きかもしれないな。
Perhaps it's the goddess's protection. She sent her to save Colin. It
私
must
も
be.
そう思います。
その何か事情がおありみたいですね。
You two must have gone through quite a lot.
ああ、いえ。
It's... well...
あなた、私は大丈夫です。
It's okay, dear. You can tell them.
ここまでしていただいたのですから、少しは
Yeah,
事情を
share
お
your
話
story.
ししないと。
They've done so much for us. It's only fair that we share our story.
そうだな。
You're right.
私たち夫婦にはかつて娘が一人いました。
The truth is, we once had a daughter.
もう7年以上前のことです。
That was more than 7 years ago.
あ、
I remember when I finished CS3, it took me a while to get ready to play CS4. Oh yeah, without a doubt. Like, I mean, luckily in my case, it was I played CS3 when it came out, and then CS4 came, like, so I had like I had the wait period between the two games because the CS4 wasn't localized, and when it was released, I had the game, but I waited until I moved into this apartment. That way I could like stream it more regularly. But yeah, like if you're going back to back, I can imagine being like, oh my god, just like kind of sitting back there at like the end of CS3 being like, I need to take a minute to kind of step away and process some stuff. And then CS4 happens. I mean, same with like CS1, right? Like because I was streaming it, I kind of jumped like right from CS1 to CS2 after I bounced off of Trails in the Sky first chapter that initial time. Because I was like, oh my god, that ending of CS1 was crazy. But I can imagine how some people get endings like that and they're just like, I need to wait a little bit before I jump into more just mind effery, emotional turmoil kind of shenanigans. Because, like, stuff's going on. Yeah, the reunion was such a great scene. Yeah. Had.
そのいたというのはやはり
Does that mean?
はい。不幸な事故で。
Yes. We lost her in a terrible accident. Specifically the reunion in CS4 too. Yeah.
いえ。事故ではありませんね。
No. Accident is too forgiving a word.
あの子は私たちが殺したようなものだったんです。
Our daughter. We may have well as killed her ourselves.
え
What?
そいつは
What are you saying? Yeah,
8
okay.
年前、
8 years ago.
駆け出しの貿易商だった私は、拡大するクロスベルの貿易市場で、なんとか勝ち残ることに必死でした。
I had just started my trading business. I was struggling to survive in Crossbill's growing cutthroat market.
その結果、共和国方面の危険な相場に手を出してしまい、
As a result, I took a risk investing in a company from the Calvert Republic.
多額の債務を負うことになったんです。
And in the process, I racked up a very large debt.
幼い娘を連れながらの逃亡生活。
Ah. So, we lived on the run with our little girl.
逃げども逃げども債権者に追われ、私たちに安住の地はありませんでした。
We ran and ran and ran, but the debt collectors always caught up. No place was safe for us.
このままでは悪名高いマフィアが出張ってきてしまうかもしれない。
We knew it was only a matter of time before the Mafia decided to settle things once and for all.
それを恐れた私たちは、娘を古い友人のところに預けました。
Fearing that, we entrusted our daughter to an old friend.
共和国に住む信頼できる友人です。
This friend lived in the Republic, and he was someone I trusted dearly.
すべて借金を片付けて、完全に身切れになったところで、娘を迎えに来るつもりだったんです。
My intention was to repay my debts and, after wiping my slate clean, return for our daughter. So it looks like Chow. So... Yeah, you know what? From behind, he sort of does. Yeah. Like the stature, the hair length specifically. Especially because you can't see, like... Because, like, this is all in, like, this style where it's, like, almost hard to tell colors. Specifically. And, like, his hair, like, from that angle definitely looks like Sal's.
幸い、頼りになる先生の助言で、私たちは債務を整理することができました。
Luckily, with sound advice from a reliable lawyer, we were able to crawl out of debt.
骨やつてを生かして事業を立て直し、死に物狂いで働いて、
I've rebuilt my livelihood by using every connection at my disposal and working relentlessly.
なんとか1年で借金の全額を返済することに成功したんです。
Somehow, some way, I managed to repay the entire sum in just 1 year.
これでやっと娘に会える。また一家3人で暮らすことができる。
It meant I could finally see my daughter again. We could go back to being a family again.
そう思って娘を預けた友人のもとを訪ねたら、
Or at least, that's what I thought. When we returned to my friend's estate,
不審火だったそうです。
it was gone. Burned down in a fire. Nice top hat, dude.
その頃、組織だった放火強盗事件が共和国方面で頻発していたらしく、
At that time, there was a rampant string of organized arson and burglary cases in the Republic.
私の友人宅もその被害に遭いました。
My friend's home was one such victim.
友人宅は郊外にあったため、当局による発見も遅れて、
Because it was in a rural area, the authorities were unaware and hadn't responded.
そして預けていた私たちの娘も
And our
それ
daughter,
に巻き込まれていました。
who we'd entrusted to him, was...
私たちは反響欄になって娘を探しました。
We searched through the wreckage. We were frantic, desperate to find her.
ですが、遺体の状況はどれもひどく、結局、家にいた全員が亡くなったという検視結果しか伝えられませんでした。
But the bodies were burned beyond recognition. All the autopsies could confirm was that everyone in the house had died.
私たちの娘は、何者にも代え難い大切な宝物は、永遠に 失われてしまっていたんです。
Our daughter, our irreplaceable treasure, was gone forever. Okay. So what I'm presuming was, whatever bad organization that, like, caused, that was, bad organization that, like, had Ren, like, under their control, not Ouroboros, like, during, like, during Stardoor 15 events, was going around basically doing the arson, burglary for money, and also to steal children. And then they would presumably burn it so the bodies would be unrecognizable and they could just leave whatever bodies they had there, and no one would bother looking for the child because they think that they're dead.
もう私たちには絶望しか残りませんでした。
All that remained was despair.
あの子を死の運命に追いやりながら何のために生きているのかも分からず、
After sending our only daughter to her death, we no longer knew what we were living for.
このまま夫婦二人で心中しようかとまで考えましたが、
We even thought about taking our own lives.
そんな時に分かったんです。
But then, Sophia discovered she was pregnant.
妻がコリンを、あの子の弟を身ごもっていることが。
She was carrying our second child, Colin. The little brother our baby girl would never know. Oh, wow. So as you're working super hard to pay off your debt in a year, oh, well, howdy do. You're busy boning your wife. Well, your daughter was under someone else's thrall and you were deep in debt. Sure, just do that. You could have spent that time working. Go see her even a day sooner. But no, you had to bone. Had to bone your wife and get her preggers. Fucking bastard. Nah.
現金なもので、それが分かってから私たちは生きる気力を取り戻しました。
Colin became our everything. Our new reason for living.
二度と失敗しないような手堅く誠実な商売だけを心がけて。
I then dedicated myself to honest trade, determined to avoid repeating past mistakes.
そうしてコリンが生まれ、私たちは徐々に立ち直っていきました。
Once Colin was born, we felt as if we could finally start over. Starting over isn't the right way to phrase that. Like, move on might be a better way, but start over gives a odd implication of child replacement. Right? Like almost like that effed up idea of, like, in the tragic case where a woman has a child, but the baby doesn't survive all that long, but they had a name picked out that they wanted to use, and they named the first child that, and they passed. And then they have a second one and name the second child that same name, right? Like, reusing the name. Like, in my head, I'm like, that's kind of effed up, right? Because, like, you're viewing the second child, as a replacement for the first, not as its own individual who just happened to be the second one, but the only one that, lived. Right? The idea of replacing your child, in my head, is very effed in whatever way you try to do it. Right? Like, so the idea of put the second after its name. See, that would make it even weirder, right? Because anytime you say, like, junior or the second or third, you always assume it's, like, vertically, like, preceded in a family tree. Like, oh, I'm Buddy Bison Jr. or Buddy Bison the Fourth. My father was Buddy Bison the Third or the Second Junior or whatever. Not, oh yeah, my older brother is Buddy Bison the First, and I'm Buddy Bison the Second. Oh, isn't it, oh, what, isn't it, doesn't the, oh, who's that guy, that grill guy? The dude who, like, the name on all the grills? The famous grills. Fuck. Shit, I can't think of him because I don't grill things all that often. But there's like, I think it like John something. Foreman Grill? John Foreman? Basically, there's an asshole out there who named like every single one of his kids basically like his name, but not like differently spelled or with like second or third. They all have the exact same name, and that same name is his name with like no George Foreman. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all his kids are named George. And like spelled exactly the same. Like I remember hearing that. That may have been a rumor, but I'm pretty sure all of his kids are also named George. And if that is true, he's a fucking asshole. And frankly, the mother is also an asshole for going along with it. Because like I already think it's kind of like narcissistic to name your kid after yourself, right? Like the idea of Junior or even the third, right? Like it sounds regal, I guess, once you get to the third or the fourth or something, but it also sounds so self-absorbed. Like, I'm amazing and this kid's going to be a continuation of me and my legacy, and therefore I'm going to give them my name, and the only thing that makes them special is the junior or the number at the end, not even their name. Right? Like, I like the idea of giving my kid a name, but also a number at the end, but that number has no reference to anything to get the best of both worlds. Like, oh yeah, your name is gonna be like, oh god, like, oh yes, your name is going to be Walter the 10th. And it's like, there's no one in my family named Walter. And certainly there was not 9 of them prior, but I just wanted you to have an X in your name because X's are cool. And the 10th is a pretty cool thing to have at the end. So you get the best of both. Right, that, like, to me, like, while weird and like kind of jokey, and I probably wouldn't actually do that, that would be the thing I would do if I wanted to do something like that. Because, like, calling a kid, like a name is supposed to be relatively individualistic, right? It's meant to be your name. And, like, I think that there are some pretty dumb names out there. Ones that it's like, they're going so hard to have my kid be, like, as unique. What about Elon's sons? Like, fuck off with that. No one's gonna call him that name, and if anyone does, it's only his parents. And, like, I guarantee when that kid gets of age to change his name legally, he's gonna do it in a heartbeat. Like, kid's name is, like, there are certain names that, and that's a fine example, where it's given to the kid, and it is literally, it's selfish for the parents, right? It's the parents giving this kid its name purely to shock and awe and say, hey, look how different we are in the name that we chose for our kid, right? Like, I'll say, I have a relatively standard, normal name. Like, if I'm going to put it in, like, comedy names, like, it's probably up there with, like, Jonathan and, like, William. Like, I got a pretty common name. And I'm fine with that. I don't need a super, like, unique name. My parents, when they chose my name, they're like, okay, we got a lot of people in our family. Which name is, like, not super used in our family? And they're like, okay, this is a commonish name. We like the name, and it, like, no one else in our family has it, so we're gonna use that. If he just trolls more, it makes it more complicated to say. I mean, that would be true. See, the thing is, he's gonna be in a weird situation where everyone is gonna be like, how do I pronounce this? And he's gonna have to say it, and they're like, because no one's gonna look at that name and even try to pronounce it. They're gonna look at it and say, how do I pronounce it? Look right at them and be like, how do I pronounce your name? Like, introduce yourself to me. And because I'm going to give you a nickname, if not. Although I did remember seeing a post when the kid was named where it was like, oh, this kid's gonna get bullied so much in school for his name. And every post under that was like, no, he's not, because he's not gonna go to a fucking public school. He's gonna get, like, homeschooled. Because he's fucking rich. Or someone called Blanket. I'm pretty sure Blanket was just a nickname for Michael Jackson's daughter, I think? Or was it son? I can't remember. Or it was like a middle name. I think Blanket had like a relatively normal first and last name. I think a Blanket was like the middle name or a nickname. But yeah, a name like that. Where it's like you're not thinking of the child when you're giving that name. You're thinking of yourself. And that's very selfish. But yeah, so, and as we were saying, don't replace your children.
ですがその間、私たちは目をそらし続けていたんです。
No, in truth, all we were really doing was living in denial.
自分たちの不甲斐なさのせいで娘を亡くしてしまった痛みから。
And not just the denial of our grief from losing our daughter. We're also in denial of our guilt.
私たちが犯してしまった罪から。
The guilt we held for the sin we had committed.
これが私たち夫婦が背負った罪です。
That is the burden we carry.
すみません。長々とつまらない話を。
Forgive me for bringing you through such a long, sad tale.
そんなことが。
So that's what happened.
その何と言ったらいいか
I don't know what to say.
因果な話っすね。
Damn. My condolences.
ですがこの子が大きくなり娘の面影を次第に見せるようになるにつれて
As our son grew older, he reminded us more and more of our late daughter.
いつしか私たちは罪悪感に苛まれるようになりました。
And before we knew it, we were gripped by those pangs of guilt we long tried to bury.
あの小さな手を手放さなければよかった。
We should have never let go of her little hand. See, I'm more surprised that they were even able to pay back the debt, given that they were literally on the run from the debt collectors. God's sake, another copyright claim for Ryza 2. Oof. Because, right, Ryza, like, all the Atelier games are Bamco, right? If I remember right, Bamco, along with, like, at least when when I played Tales of Berseria, I remember Twitch muted, like, a good chunk of, like, certain streams if I wasn't talking over the game, like, at all times. Like, someone had to be talking or I had to be talking because the, like, music recognition or whatever on the system, like, would just pick up nearly any amount of just background music going on, unless there was, like, combat muffling it or something. It was, like, honestly kind of annoying, and I'm like, why are you guys such a-holes? Romance music is just dumb, and they don't dispute it, too. Oh, God. Yeah, any Bamco game is one where I'm like, I usually am like, okay, let's put down the volume, like, a decent amount, and have my volume a bit up, have, like, sound effect volume a bit up, like, try and have the music as, like, relatively low as possible, and in, like, the startup time, where, like, before I start the stream, I always have, like, the starting soon countdown, and music's playing. And for those kinds of games, I'll usually make sure I have also a YouTube playlist going. So it's kind of like mixed, where I'll be like, oh, here's Cold Steel music over Tales of Symphonia music. That way, like, the copyright claim wouldn't be able to, like, really detect it, because it's very almost muddled, basically. It's being essentially mixed into another track. But yeah, it's freaking music copyright, especially in streaming, is is so garbage, right? Because in most other cases, right, like if you were doing like a YouTube video, right, you would say like, oh yeah, no, this is, like you could put the thing in the video that's like, hey, this is for whatever use, the fair use thing. And it'd be like, hey, that's should be good enough so long as you're not, because the idea is so long as you're not playing it such that the entire song could be just ripped from what you do, which is why you need to be talking over it. But Twitch streams, they don't seem to really care all that much about it. Where it's like, if they detect any amount, even if it's a small chunk and not even the full song's worth, it'll be like, oh yeah, you know, we'll just come in, knock, 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 hey. Go F yourself. And it's like, bitch, come on. I just want to play your game. In fact, you should be freaking thanking me. Because I'm trying to give you freaking publicity on it in some way, shape, or form. Now, that's not to say like, oh, I'm streaming, you should give me, like, you shouldn't have any problems with it. But I mean, like, you're not going to be losing sales of any CD music tracks or anything from me streaming this game. I'm going to tell you that. But oh well. We should never let go of our little hand.
苦しくても辛くても親子で一緒にいればよかった。
Families are supposed to stay together, no matter how painful things are. What kind of parent leaves their child behind? I mean, you did leave Ren there for the this part. Yeah, hey, how's it going, Neko Dave? We got to this part. I mean, like, you did leave Ren there with her safety at the forefront of your mind, right? I'm not going to mark you down for that. That was peak. Yeah, honestly, frankly, yes. Like, you had her safety at the forefront, and that's important. Like, it didn't work out, but that's the intent. Okay, thank you. I am doing well, having a grand old time. Pretty excited for tomorrow. Going to a party later in the day, later in the night, making a roast. Right now it's dry brining in my fridge, so hopefully it'll be nice and tasty. Once I cook it, gonna cook it low and slow for like 8 hours or something like that, and hopefully it'll be delicious. My first time doing a roast. But yeah, doing pretty good. I'm really enjoying like this sequence where we're kind of finding more about Ren's backstory and more of like the situation behind it. Because as I was saying, we got Star Door 15 or 13 or whatever it was to know like how effed up her backstory is. And we know what happened after it because Joshua and Luve saved her and she did Ouroboros things, but we didn't know exactly how she got into the situation first. Okay, I guess they do dispute them, just takes a lot longer than when Falcon videos get disputed. Ah, okay. Interesting. See, I've never had any, well, I also don't make videos, so I'm not exactly, I guess the only videos I ever do make are, I guess I kind of do. I export the streams to YouTube after the fact, but luckily I've never gotten any copyright claims, but I've never had any issue with Falcom ones, specifically. Like, they're one of the few, like, ones where I'm, like, relatively comfortable just having their music kind of play unimpeded, like, before my streams start, where I'll have them just going, it's just the music, like, oh yeah, hey, you want to listen to Silver Will? Yeah, here you go. Because we all want to listen to Silver Will, we all love Silver Will.
そんな後悔ばかりをするようになっていったんです。
We were consumed by that regret.
そこで私たちは改めてこう思い込むことにしました。
And so we resolved to look at things in a different, more optimistic light.
コリンを授かることができたのは亡き娘とエイドスが導いてくれたから。
We believe that it was through our daughter, and the guidance of the goddess herself that we are blessed to have Colin.
だからこそ私たち一家は絶対に幸せにならなくてはならない。
Yeah. Therefore, to honor that blessing, our family must persevere and find peace.
それが娘に報いることができるたった一つの方法なんだと。
That's the only way that we can repay our daughter for watching over us as she has.
身勝手な理屈なのは100も承知しているのですが。
Believe me, we're painfully aware of how selfish it sounds, but it's all we can do.
ハロルドさん、
Mr. Hayworth,
それもまた 一つの考え方ではないかと。
We all simply have to do whatever we can to overcome our guilt and regrets.
ああ、変に悔やんで立ち止まるよりはるかにいいぜ。
Yeah, sometimes the best way to mourn someone is to just move forward, keeping them in your heart.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you for saying so. I hope you're right.
しかし不思議なこともあるものですね。
That aside, there's something I still don't understand.
コリンを助けてくれたお嬢さん、私と同じ髪の色だったそうですが、
The girl that helped Colin had purple hair like mine. Is that right?
あの子も亡くなった娘も同じすみれ色の髪だったんですよ。
Our late daughter also had my same hair color.
あ、
Oh?
それで
You mean...
まるであの子が天国からコリンを守ってくれたみたいで。
Yes, it's as if our little girl came down from heaven to protect Colin herself.
皆さん、
Would you do me a favor, everyone?
そのお嬢さんを見かけたらどうか連絡をいただけませんか？
If you happen to see her again, could you let us know? Please?
改めてお会いして心からのお礼をお伝えしたいんです。
We'd love to meet her and to give her our sincerest gratitude.
わかりました。
Of course.
もし連絡がついたら必ずあの子に伝えておきます。
If we do see her again, we'll pass along the message. If we do see her again, open closet. See you later, you fucking child that's more trouble than you're worth. Fucking child that hid in the back of a fucking truck during hide and seek. And then after getting driven out of the city, wandered off after a butterfly. Like, only anime child stupid could I believe that. I mean, like, I'm sure there are actually dumb enough children that would totally do that exact sequence of events, but like, fucking Christ, man. Ugh. They left, Ren.
もう出てきても大丈夫だ。
It's okay. You can come out now. Oh.
レンさん、
Ren,
よかったのか？
are you really okay with this?
追いかければまだ間に合うと思うけど。
If you run, I'm sure you'd be able to catch up with them.
いいの。
No, it's fine.
この町に来た理
It's just that
由、その一つがなくなったから。
one of my reasons for coming to Crossbell is gone now.
これでいいの。
So, this is fine.
そっか。
Okay then. Her deliveries are very quiet, especially in like these heartfelt moments. Like Ren's Japanese voice actor is really like presumably like really close to the mic, but also still like whispering and being like just barely saying it, like really getting that emotion out there. Like it's very impressive.
そんな、本当にそれでいいの？
Hold on, Ren, are you absolutely sure?
レンちゃん、どう考えてもあなたは。
Have you truly thought this all the way through? Aren't they your...
やめとけやお嬢。
Easy there, mademoiselle.
世の中にはまっとうな人間には想像もつかない事情だってある。
There's some things that can go wrong in this world that the average person can't understand. Can't fix.
他人が口出せることじゃね
Stuff like this, it's not really something we get saying.
それは。
I know that, but
私も同感です。
I'm inclined to agree with Randy. Right? Like, everyone has complicated backstories, but Randy, we still don't know his full one, and Tio, hers is also pretty complicated. Like, Ellie, we know her backstory, and it's tragic. Where it's like, politics ripped her family apart, she grew up with her grandfather. That's it. And she went abroad and studied and came back. Lloyd, he presumably his parents passed away, raised by his brother, brother passed away, studied abroad, became a policeman, right? The boom. Still don't know Randy's, although he did something in the past, although I know more about Randy's backstory because of CS3 and 4. And then Tio's backstory, it's a bit more complicated, where hers also involves, like, a weird, like, family abandonment. Where it's like, hers is more out of, like, the family was just kind of, like, weirded out and kind of disgusted by her and the way that she was. And therefore she was kind of, like, pushed out or thrown away. And Ren was not abandoned, but for her own protection, which resulted in horrendous things happening to her. Right? It's like, yeah, you can't just come in and say the platitudes that you would say to other people in those kinds of situations.
そんな顔しないで。
Please, there's no reason to make such a sad face.
ありがとう、お兄さん。
Thank you, Detective.
レンの帰り道を邪魔しているいくつもの大きな岩。
You were right. There have been obstacles blocking my way home. Aw, yeah, right. Thank you, big brother. Thank you, Oni-san.
取り除いてくれて。
So thank you for removing that one.
そっか。
Yeah. Like, this is a great scene. Like, I think that this is where this game has really caught me in, like, over. And I think that this is where Trails, I feel, really shines the most, where it's usually in single character-to-character interactions, where, like, the standout moments in this game haven't been the action scenes, hasn't been those. It's been Lloyd Ellie, Lloyd Randy, Lloyd Tio, Lloyd Ren conversations, right? It's the heartfelt conversation between the main character and the supporting cast, or the other main characters. And I feel like that's always been the strength, where it's like, okay, I play it for the gameplay, and I like the gameplay, but the peaks of the story are almost always these smaller, more heartfelt moments, where you can really feel like, yeah, these characters are connecting and becoming important to each other and being notable events in their lives, right? Where you're like, oh, this would be an event that if I were in it, I would look back fondly years later on and be able to pinpoint, like, yeah, this was a very important event and this person was involved in it. Because, like, I like the action, it's cool, and I like all, like, the mind effery that they'll do, be like, oh, well, this was the actual plan, and you're just, like, hit out of left field. Like, Crow reveal. But, I mean, like, just the talks between people, I feel like, is where it really shines through with the writing.
力になれたのなら
I see.
光栄だよ。
Well, I'm just happy we could help Ren.
お姉さんたちも感謝しているわ。
Of course, it would be rude of me to ignore the rest of you. Thank you too, Ellie, Tio, and Randy.
今日のお礼はいずれちゃんとさせてもらうから。
I promise that I'll find a way to repay you for all you've done for me. Hey, help us kill the final boss.
だから、レイはこれで失礼するわね。
For now, I'll have to excuse myself. The Reen and Osborne shock in CS1. Oh god. Hey. Yeah. Eh. Yeah. The Reen and Osborne shock in CS1, and also the shock in CS2 about those same two characters. Well, I guess more the shock with Reen was, yeah. Like, I feel like CS1's, like, big shock moment was how the game ended and how it was preceded by a fucking combat tutorial. Which I still think is one of the most baller moves. Like, the shock in CS1 involving Osborne, to me, is the assassination attempt, and then Reen also being able to go white hair, and him being ripped out of the final fight by Valimar. To me, those were the big shock ones. CS2 is where it's revealed their familial relation. In the is it the right after they beat the big bad in the castle, right? And like Reen takes him by the collar. He's like, ah, and he's like, oh, oh, oh. Yeah, that's when he revealed the truth to me. Although, I mean, like, out of all the reveals there, I'm going to be real. I feel like it was Rufus's reveal that was most shocking to me. Like, I feel like you could almost, like, there are certain things that you could see from a mile away. It's like, oh yeah, Osborn was totally not like done because of like a previous cutscene early in the game where it's like we didn't find the body, and it's like, oh okay, you didn't find the body, not dead. It's like you could show a death on screen, but if you don't find the body later on, they're not dead. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But that reveal, the Rufus one, was like, oh, fuck it. I was like, what? What? You, what? What? Yeah, like, games have really good, like, surprise shock value events, but I generally still feel like the more important, like, high peaks are when you get, like, the main storyline conversations. And they're just, like, very heart-to-heart and meaningful. For now, I'll have to excuse myself. She curtsies, as she always does.
No.
She's a lady. Oh. Are we really doing the right thing? Shouldn't we chase after her and... I know. It crossed my mind too. But I don't think that's our role in all this. What do you mean? Is that what your intuition is saying? No, it's nothing like that. I just have a feeling a couple other protagonists might need to take the wheel on this one. Hello? Anyone here? That voice. I think it came from the first floor. Oh, is it the other protagonist we were wondering about? Oh, it's you two. What brings you here? Hey, it is them! Bestel! Man, how perfect timing that they show up just as Ren is leaving out the other entrance. You know, I just noticed that she has, like, the belt to, like, the circle with, like, the teardrop on it. Still in a working. Oh, no, she's fantastic. Like, Estelle is a great character. Because I feel like she's a character where, like, it never feels like they de-progress her in any way. Right? Where it's like, a lot of the time, you'll get multi-game characters where it's like, oh, they have a character arc in one game, and they end up better than they started. But then the second game comes around, and then they revert them kind of back a bit, and they have to redo the story arc. And I think they kind of did that with Reen. In like an annoying way, where it's like, the first game is literally like, hey, you shouldn't be such a self-sacrificial asshole. And that's literally every game with him, and he always seems to learn it. But then the next game, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice myself, and everyone's like, stop it. You learned this already. And I'm like, yeah, stop it. Get a different character arc, please. Or just be a full character and proceed with the story. Like, you don't need to have a character arc every game. It doesn't need to be the same one. And it's like, oh, CS2 where he's able to control the white power, and then it's like, he loses that ability in CS3 because we need to have the character arc again. And it's like, God fucking damn it. Just let Reen fucking learn his lesson and hold it, please. Whereas, like, Estelle, it's like, okay, She starts growing from moment one, and at no point during like the entire sequence of games 1, 2, and 3 did I ever feel like they ever regressed her. Right? Like from the start, it's like, oh yeah, she's kind of naive, she's not the smartest, but she gets better as the story goes on. She gets wiser. She gets more street smart. She improves in all ways. She gets emotionally stronger, physically stronger. She gets intellectually stronger. Her relationships get stronger. They become more heartfelt and true. And at no point do they ever try to revert that. Right? Even in Sky second chapter, when she's like fucking depressed and really sad and basically in denial, it's never in a way that's regression of her character progression, right? It's just, hey, this is a phase she's going through, because obviously it is. Look at what's happening to her. But we're not going to make her a worse character during this period. We're going to use this as a building block, right? She's had progression, here's an event that she can build off of further. Instead of, hey, here's progress, time to wind it back and do it again. Because we didn't build the story in such a way that we can bounce off of things. Right? Like, it would be one thing if it was like, hey, first game is I want to find self-worth. And then second game focused like nearly entirely on, hey, I need to get the white power under control, and not it also being tied completely to self-acceptance. Like if it had some level of like just actual willpower having to tame it, that would be another thing. And then having CS3 being like, oh, his character arc isn't that he's trying to always put himself in danger over others. It's literally he's taking the idea of teacher a bit too seriously. Like he's not like, that would be a character arc for then, where he's like, I need to see my students as somewhat peers because they're only 2 years younger than me and they're pretty darn capable, but I am still their teacher, so I have a level of responsibility. Instead of it just being still general self-sacrifice. And then 4, it's like, well, events happen at 4 and it's like, hey, there's plenty of stuff you could work there to have him build his character, instead of it once again just being about self-sacrifice. Like, every single game is self-sacrifice, even though there are so many ways that they could have done it differently and had it been building in a more, I would say, sound character arc. Like, overall character arc with many character arcs going throughout it, like Estelle got. And kind of like Lloyd's getting, but I feel like Lloyd is interesting in the spectrum of the 3. And I can't talk about Van because Kuro isn't out in the West and I haven't played it yet. But it feels like Lloyd is almost in like a weird medium. Or not even in the medium of the 2. He seems the closest to almost his like final form from the get-go. Where like, he kind of started as like, yeah, I want to be a detective. This is what I want to be. And his arc is more about realizing what he wants to be is different in reality than it is in what he thought it was. And kind of co-aligning those two. And he's already doing it to a degree. Like, he already started doing it pretty early on. And we're moving through the story with this pretty near final Lloyd and his reaction to just story events that come as part of being a detective in Crossbell. Like, it seems more like Estelle and Renne were more meant to grow as characters while exploring the world, whereas Crossbell was more meant, or Lloyd was more meant to kind of be final and provide a static viewpoint of the setting of Crossbell as Crossbell gets more complex and develops. Because every chapter reveals a new light into the Crossbell, like, like ecosystem, which is really interesting. Because it's like, hey, here's this new thing, here's this new thing, this new thing about Crossbell. And Lloyd is relatively the same. We know his backstory, we know his goals. He's basically in the midst of achieving his goals because his goal was to be a detective and now he's just doing it. So everything else is finding out about all the other characters, him growing with the SSS as a team instead of not necessarily purely individualistically, while the supporting cast all develop as individuals and also as a team. And I really think that that is such a good and unique way to have a main character. Especially when that main character is sandwiched by two of relatively similar types. I don't even say relatively similar types, because Estelle and Renne, like, they obviously both try to help everyone, but, like, their personalities are pretty different. The way they interact with the world is pretty different. But I think Lloyd is a main character that you do not see very often. Because most games always have the goal be near the end, right? His goal was the first thing that he did in this game, basically. He was like, yeah, I passed the cop test, I passed the detective test, here's my letter to be the goal that I've always dreamed of in minute 10. Like minute 1, like 1 to 10 of the game in the cutscene. At the start, it's like, oh yeah, no, I'm just being that now, and immediately he was it. It's like, okay, cool. Whereas Estelle, it was like, hey, goal is be a senior bracer, and that's what you're working towards. And then Renne, it's like, I think there's another downside of Renne where it's like Renne doesn't have a definitive goal. Like, at least stated in the games in an obvious way. Right? His goal was to essentially leave home because he didn't want to be in the house anymore because he felt bad. he wanted to escape because of his own self-confidence issues. But like throughout all the games, he never really expresses desire to grow to anything that he's like achieving. Like there's a general undertone of like, oh yeah, I'm practicing the sword as I was taught by Young Ka Fai, but like there was never any like mentality presented like Laura presents or other swordsmen you meet present where it's like, oh yeah, everything I'm doing is to make me a better swordsman or a swordswoman or to make me better at the thing that I'm doing. For him, it's always seemed like, oh yeah, I'm just kind of going along with what the world is kind of forcing me or asking me to do. And that just so happens to involve me doing my sword stuff. Which is why when I thought it was cool in CS4 when he got like Divine Blade, I thought that was neat. However, it didn't really feel like there was enough story beats involving him training or desiring to do it to make it feel like it was earned. Like, especially because a lot of the story, like a lot of Renne's strength in story cutscenes was always him defaulting to demon power and then just being able to rock people's socks off with that. Like, it never struck me as like, oh yeah, he's like actively getting more proficient with the 8 leaves 1 blade style to becoming a divine blade. Like the story never pushed details like that into the player's mind to give me that idea that he had worked up to a point that he could be considered a divine blade. But that's that. This is this. We need to get back to this cutscene, which I've gone on to like 4 long tangents in the space of this amazing cutscene involving Renne and the SSS, and now Estelle and Joshua. He just lives for getting over the barriers. Dude, he could be a hurdler. Hey there,
い
guys.
きなりごめんね。連絡もなしに訪ねちゃって。
Sorry for barging in here like this. We probably should have called ahead of time.
お邪魔かと思ったんですけど、
Yes.
至急確認したいことがあって、
We have something urgent we really need to confirm with you, though.
少しだけお時間をいただけませんか？
Could you spare us a few minutes? Shouldn't take long.
それは構わないけど、
Sure. I don't see why not.
一体全体何の話だよ。
Something going on?
シュバルツオークションの件についてでしょうか。
This related to the Schwartz auction, perhaps?
あれはちょっと保留中っていうか。
No, actually. We had to put that on the back burner for a bit, unfortunately.
それよりも
The thing is,
今日の午後、ロイド君がある人物と一緒に歩いてたって目撃情報を聞いたんだけど。
I heard from an eyewitness that Lloyd was walking around with a certain girl this afternoon.
ある人物。
Huh?
すみれ色の髪の女の子だよ。
A young girl with purple hair.
多分白いドレスを着ていたと思うんだけど。
One that was probably wearing a frilly white dress. Yeah.
それって、
Wait, so you're talking about
レンちゃんのことよね。
Ren, right?
やっぱり
I knew it.
ちょっと待ってくれ。
Wait a minute.
あの子、君たちの関係者だったのか？
You two know her?
ああ、そうなんだ。
Yeah, it's kind of a long story.
僕たちも数ヶ月ほど顔を合わせていないけど。
We haven't seen her in months, but we did hug when we last met her in the astral projection space that was Sky the Third.
でもやっぱりまだクロスベルにいるんだな。
I suppose it's true. She really is in Crossbell. Knees weak, arms are heavy. The pressure's getting to me already. Ren's spaghetti. Estelle, are you okay?
大丈夫。安心したら気が抜けちゃって。
I'm fine. I'm just so relieved that my legs gave out from under me.
よーし。こうなったら容赦しないわよ。
Alright, now's not the time to be sitting around on my butt.
徹底的にマークをかけて、絶対にとっ捕まえてやるんだ
Yeah,
から。
there's Estelle. I'm hunting you down, Missy, and you can't stop me!
おいおい。あの嬢ちゃんも大人気だな。
That's Estelle. She fucking wants that kid. She's like, no! We will find you, we will hunt you down, I will hug you, and I will rescue you from yourself. Like how Estelle's arc continues in this game, like the bomb. Yeah, exactly, right? Where it's like it ended off on essentially an ellipses in Sky the Third, and it's like, oh, you're going to Crossbell, and that's where she was going, Estelle's going. You gotta tie her in, and you bring Estelle in, it's like, yes. Because as we were talking about character growth, right? Estelle's character arc has been relatively completed. I'd say this is more of an interpersonal relationship that she's just trying to get to the final point with. Right? She's not necessarily trying to grow as a character or grow as a person, but this event is still vital to her and her personal events and this character's personal events, that it's nice to see it continued. Even if, like, in our heads as the player, we know exactly kind of what she's going to say, what she's going to do, because her character has been fully developed. Well, dang. Looks like Ren's one popular kiddo.
ヨナといい。すごいモテっぷりですね。
Not to mention her rivalry with Yona. She really knows how to leave an impression. I also want to say, I've been streaming for 3 hours. The 3 hours have literally been me. It started with me talking to Mr. Hayworth, starting this quest and getting to here. It has involved one bout of combat against the wolves. I've gone on so many long tangents in this stream that I haven't even finished like this one quest. Because that is how much this game can make you talk and think about its characters, about concepts that it's putting forth into you, and how much you want to go into them. Like, it's amazing. I love it. Not to mention her rivalry with Yona. She really knows how to leave an impression. Did you check Ren's HP and level in battle? I don't believe she was in battle. I tried. She wasn't, like, in the party. when I was walking around. I don't think it's like in second chapter where she's like there. Because even in the story, right, she takes out two of the wolves, grabs Colin, and then jumps away. She's not in the combat. So she wasn't there, unfortunately. I did try to, though, because I was like, "Ooh, is she gonna have a shit ton of health like she did in second chapter?" And I was like, no, unfortunately not.
まさかあの子遊撃士ってわけじゃないよな。
Wait a minute. You don't mean to say that Ren is a bracer, do you? You're wandering into a random fight? Oh, okay. I guess I just killed every enemy. Damn. Oh well.
さすがに若すぎるし、いろいろ危ないこともしていそうだし。
I know she's talented, but she's too young to be doing something that's so dangerous.
遊撃士ではないかな。
No, she's not a bracer.
でも私たちにとっては身内同然の大切な子よ。
And the interesting thing is, level 50 with 9. Damn, okay. And the interesting thing is, these two, they can't say, oh yeah, she's an Ouroboros enforcer. Because those words would actually mean nothing to the SSS right now. Or I would presume it would mean nothing, because they have yet to encounter Ouroboros. Right? Like, so they can't even give an overall explanation as to why she's so competent. Other than she's just kind of naturally a genius. Which I think is really... Because, like, that kind of mentality, I feel like it kind of loses itself once you, right? Because, like, after CS1, right, where all the class learns about Ouroboros through stuff, right? It's like, they don't hold back on ever mentioning them, like, ever again, right? Even when you get to CS3, it's not like, oh yeah, like, it's like, oh yeah, who's Ouroboros? It's like always just like, oh yeah, everyone here knows, and you're gonna mention it. And it's like, oh, whatever, these school children, we can teach them about Ouroboros or whatever, it doesn't matter. Whereas these guys, it's like, yeah, no, we don't know what that is yet. So them saying it would mean nothing. And of course, I don't know about Kuro, but I presume based on the way that it seems like Van is kind of willing to deal with, like, the criminal underworld in Calvard, that I would presume he at least has hearsay or some knowledge of it, especially as the later in the series you go, the more very well-known events keep occurring, right? Like the Liber Arc above Liberal, then you get the Azure Tree, and you get the I keep wanting to say Vermilion Apocalypse, but the Tower in SSS, she's someone special, right? She's someone special, SSS. But like as the story goes on, right, more and more really big events keep occurring. To the point where it's like, how secret can Ouroboros remain? And how many more characters could we get control of that don't know about them? And I imagine we're kind of at the limit where it's like, I'm imagining every main character from this point on, including Van, if he knows from the start, probably will have at least some idea, if not direct contact with them in their backstory, or in like it like very quickly. Which, I mean, is cool, I guess, which is fun, but it's a little bit sad because I like the internal troubles where it's like Ouroboros is like only sprinkled in lightly, where it's like, ooh, they're just alluded to, right? Where it's like, first chapter, it's like, okay, they're kind of there, but you don't know what they are yet. But you're mostly focusing on the Civil War, or the coup thing here. But then second chapter, it's like, oh yeah, Ouroboros is a big part. Then you get to here, where it's like, oh yeah, we're going through and we don't really know Ouroboros at all. Haven't been really involved at all, really. But I imagine in Azure, they're going to be quite involved because the Azure tree's there. CS1, it's like, they're you know, they're dropped here and there. It's like, oh yeah, they're just alluded to still, but it's mostly about like each of the smaller individual events that are the tensions between the noble faction and the reformist faction. But then CS2 is the civil war, but one side is very much backed by Ouroboros. And then CS3 is like every problem is Ouroboros, and CS4 is also Ouroboros. So like I like the start games and how their conflict is a bit more minor in terms of the grand scale. Like they're more singular entities. They're interconnected but only thinly versus very intertwined or even directly. She's someone special to us.
この半年以上ずっとあの子を追っていたわ。
For the last 6 months, we've been chasing her everywhere, hoping to catch her, and finally, well,
あの子を捕まえて一緒の家族になるために。
invite her to become part of our family.
家族
Your family?
それは深い事情がありそうですね。
I can't even begin to imagine how all of this started.
そりゃあもうすっごく話が込み入ってまして。
Yeah, it's pretty complicated,
ク
honestly.
ロスベルに来てからは私も一通り知っちゃったし。
We only learned the full story ourselves after coming here to Crossbell.
ほら、君がそこでへこたれててどうするのさ。
I know. It's not like you to get so discouraged.
ヘイワース夫妻の情報も集まったし、あの子の心を開かせるんだろ。
You were just telling me earlier how the Hayward story was going to be crucial in getting Ren to open up to us, remember?
そうよね。
Yes, that's right. It definitely will.
ヘイワース夫妻ハロルドさんたちのことか
Hayworths? You mean Harold and Sophia Hayworth? What?
なんでロイド君たちがその名前を知ってるわけ？
How do you guys know those names?
いやそれはこちらのセリフなんだけど
I was about to ask you the same.
どうやら今日の出来事を一通り説明した方が良さそうね。
Lloyd, it might help to fill them in on everything that's happened today. Yeah, right.
そういうわけで
Oh,
ちょうど君たちと入れ違いであの子は帰っていったんだけど
you can see the tears in Estelle's like model's eyes right now, and it's making me sad. So you just missed her. Two of you showed up right after she left.
エステル
Estelle? I'm fine.
やだな。どうしてこんな。
It's just I can't stop. Oh, damn. Oh. Right, tears of like empathy and compassion just hurt so much coming from Estelle, knowing it's for Ren and knowing all of what Ren has been through.
エステル、
It's okay, Estelle.
ごめんねヨシュ。それにロイド君たちも。
Yeah. Sorry, Joshua. And you guys for causing such a scene.
でも私なんて言ったらいいのかわからなくて。
I don't know what to say.
捨てられたんじゃないって。ちゃんと愛されていたんだって。
She wasn't abandoned. Her parents never stopped loving her. Right? Because that was the worry. Because everything alluded to, oh, Ren was abandoned and or just straight up sold. Right? Those were the worries that were potentially breadcrumbed through the Sky trilogy. Or I guess more like the second chapter and third, where it's like, yeah, what? How did she get here? And it's like, it might be some real effed up stuff. But the massive amount of relief that would come where it's like, no, her life wasn't full of bad actors. Not entirely. There were several that caused her a lot of pain, but the ones that, you know, are supposed to be the least bad actors of all, right? The ones that are supposed to help you grow up, to take care of you and whatever. They did their best to try to do that. However, it didn't pan out. She wasn't abandoned. Her parents never stopped loving her.
あの子がやっと辛くて悲しくて優しい真実にちゃんと向き合うことができて
She was finally able to face the bittersweet truth. Oh,
辛くて悲しくて
Bitter-
優しい真実
bittersweet truth.
ハロルドさんたちの話か。
So, you knew the Hayworth story too.
いくつもの悲しい偶然と誤解があったんだ。
Yes. And all the sorrow, grief, and misunderstandings involved.
その結果、とても過酷な道を歩いてきたあの子は自分自身を騙すことにしてしまった。
Ren's been lying to herself most of her life. It was all she could do to protect herself from the cruel path she was forced onto.
パテルマテルを作り出すことで真実を突き止めることを放棄したんだ。
By trying to replace her parents with Patermater, she abandoned all hope of ever uncovering the truth.
でもそれは無理もない話だった。
But maybe that's understandable.
なるほど。幼いがゆえの自己防衛か。
It's not uncommon for kids to protect themselves with psychological defenses like that.
ですがそれでは前に進めません
Yes. However, as long as she relies on those, she will be unable to move forward.
それどころか帰るべき場所にも帰れない
And she cannot return to her past either. Right.
だからこそ僕たちは彼女が真実に向かい合える勇気を持てるよう手助けするつもりだった。
And that's why I resolved to help Ren find the courage to face the truth of her past.
調べた限り真実は悲しかったけれど
The truth may be tragic,
確かな愛情もあったから。
but you can feel the love buried deep within it. The warmth it carries.
だからきっと今の彼女なら乗り越えられると思った。
Because of that, we believe she could overcome it.
でももうその必要はないみたいだね。
But in the end, it seems we didn't even need to tell her that ourselves.
あ
Yeah,
あ、少なくとも彼女は全てを理解したみたいだったよ。
looked to me like she came to terms with it on her own.
そうか。
I'm glad.
ありがとうロイド。それに支援課の皆さんも
Thank you, Lloyd. Special support section.
なんてお礼を言ったらいいか。
I don't know how we can repay you.
気にしないでくれよ。
Please, don't worry about it.
成り行きみたいなものだったし、あの子には世話になったからさ。
Ren helped us, and the rest sort of just came together on its own.
確かにそうね
That's right.
決めた
Okay, it's decided.
最大の障害がなくなった以上もう手加減してあげないんだから
Since our biggest obstacle is gone now, I won't be holding back anymore.
見てなさいよ
You better watch out, Ren.
このまま外堀を埋め尽くした上で絶対にうちの子にしちゃうからね
With that out of the way, I'm gonna catch you and make you part of the Bright family for sure.
すごいな。
There she is.
いやー、なんだか知らんが、それでこそエステルちゃんだぜ。
I think watching that just gave me whiplash. No doubt about it. That's the Estelle we know and love.
なんというか眩しすぎます
Indeed, her optimism is blinding.
意気込みは買うけどね。
That's one of her strong points.
調子に乗った時のエステルほど怖いものはないからな。
There's nothing more terrifying than a wild Estelle caught up in the moment.
任せなさいっての
Don't you forget it, Buster. Guys, leave Ren to us.
ロイド君エリーさんティオちゃんにランディさんも
Lloyd, Ellie, Tio, and Randy.
改めて私からもお礼を言わせてください
I'm sure we've said it plenty of times by now, but let me say it again one more time.
本当にありがとうございました
Thank you so much. Really. Estelle bowed her
エ
head.
ステル、
Estelle, it's fine.
エステルさん
He's right, Estelle.
今後僕たちの力が必要ならいつでも遠慮なく言ってほしい。
Listen, guys. If you ever need a hand with anything, don't hesitate to call on us. Like killing a final boss or something. We got experience doing that several times.
もうお互い警察とか遊撃士とかわだかまりなんてないだろうしね。
I think by now we're all past this whole police versus rivalry.
全力で協力させてもらうわ
Here, here. If you ever need us, you can bet your sweet bippies will come running. Bippies. Darn this always gets me. Yep.
わかった。
Yeah. This scene is always. Yep. We'll keep that in mind. Thanks.
いざという時は本気で当てにさせてもらうよ。
If the going gets rough, I know exactly who we're calling first. Arias. Arias! Afterward, the SSS, Estelle, and Joshua went over to Longlow Tavern and Inn on East Street and bonded over dinner. There, they discussed the truth behind the incident that happened in the Lobo Kingdom, as well as various details of the Bracer journey. So wait, so they're just telling the SSS about Ouroboros? The SSS learned the enigmatic organization known as the Society that Renne is affiliated with. Okay, so they're just learning it. Literally, as I was saying, it's nice having a team that doesn't know about it because it doesn't matter in their story. But now it's like, okay, we're gonna learn about it, and now we're probably gonna get a fucking Phantom Thief Blue Blanc quest. Ugh. All in all, the group shared a variety of stories and secrets well into the night, bringing the 4th day of the anniversary festival to a close. Wow. 3 hours, 1 story quest. Goddamn, I talked a lot. The next day...
いやー、しかし昨日の話はすごかったな。
Man, I'm still blown away by everything that went on yesterday.
あの二人、どんだけ修羅場をくぐり抜けてんだよって話だぜ。
Those two Bracer pals of ours have been through a hell of a lot.
リベールの異変についてはいろいろと話は聞いていたけど、
I've heard my fair share of stories about what happened in Liberal.
真相はそれ以上に驚くべきものだったみたいね。
The truth behind everything was even more surprising.
それに結社ですか。
There's also the Society.
最先端技術でエプスタイン財団や ZCF を超える勢力があるというのは噂程度には耳にしていましたけど。
I've heard speculation that they might even surpass the Epstein Foundation and the ZCF in terms of cutting-edge technology. They most certainly do.
まさかそのよう
Like,
な
without a
規模で
doubt.
本当に実在していたなんて。
It's actually not even comparable. Like, it's comparable, but it's like, it's not even funny how far ahead they are. It's like, oh yeah, you know, we could just do this. It's like, oh yeah, no, don't worry about it. Even so, I'm still surprised by the extent of their capabilities.
ああ、正直実感は湧いてこないよな。
Yeah. Honestly, it still doesn't even seem real to me.
まあヨシは曰くクロスベルに結社の手はほとんど及んでいないって話だけど。
According to what Joshua said, the Society's influence hasn't extended to Crossbell quite yet.
もしかしたら帝国と共和国の目が他より厳しいからかもしれないわね。
Perhaps it's harder for them to act under the eyes of the Empire and Republic.
両国の諜報関係者も多く入り込んでいるでしょうから尻尾をつかまれたくないのかも。
Intelligence personnel from both countries are probably hiding all over the place, so they wouldn't want to get caught.
それはそれで全然嬉しくない話だな。
It's not one shady undercover organization, it's another, I guess.
謎の結社か、大国の諜報組織か、はたまた巨大な犯罪シンジケートか。
Mysterious society, intelligence agencies, massive crime syndicate.
ま、どれも厄介なのは変わらねえか。
You got bad guys lining up to carve out a pizza crossbow for
で
themselves.
すね。
Exactly.
チュアースライムス運送会社です。
Good morning! Rhymes Deliveries here. Hello.
あなたは
Oh, it's you.
昨日の運送会社の
You're the delivery man we met yesterday. Hello.
いや、昨日はお疲れ様。
Yes, I can't thank you enough.
でもよかったよ。あの子が無事見つかって。
So glad you ended up finding that kid.
親御さん心配してただろう。
His parents were freaking out.
それはもう
You're right about
あ
that.
んたの方は会社にどやされなかったか？
Hope everything went over well with your company.
ああ、配達が遅れたことは警備隊の人に文句言われたけどさ。
Well, the Guardian Force was a little peeved at the late
親
delivery.
父、社長の方からはそこまでお咎めはされなかったぜ。
Luckily, I wasn't blamed too much by my boss.
ちゃんと車内をチェックしろって一発原稿もらっちまったけどさ。
Tore me a new one about inspecting the inside of the truck before I drove off, but that was it.
まあその程度で済んで幸いだったかもしれませんね。
Well, I imagine you are lucky to have gotten off with just that.
違いない。
For sure.
おっと、昨日の確認をしに来たんじゃないんだ。
Oops, that's right. Almost forgot. I'm here on business.
あんたたちにお届け物だよ。
Got a package for you.
ね
Huh?
警察本部からですか？
Is it from headquarters?
いや、なんでも朝一番で速達で入ったらしいけど。
All I know is it came in first thing in the morning. It was marked for express delivery.
はい、これ。受け取って。
Here you go. Received a small package. I swear to God, if this has a calling card from Fan Thief B, I'm going to be so annoyed. What is this?
ずいぶん小さなものだけど
It's extremely tiny.
それじゃ確かに渡したぜ。
Well, my job is done.
配達があるんで俺はこれで失礼するよ。
Still got more deliveries to get to, so head on out now.
お疲れさん。
Sounds good. Thanks.
また迷子に忍び込まれないよう気をつけてください。
Please be sure to avoid accidentally transporting any more lost children.
肝に銘じとくよ。
Trust me, lesson learned.
それで結局誰からなんだ？
So, who's it from?
差出人の名前がある。
Let's see here.
キティからみたいだ。
Says it's from Kitty. Really?
レンさんから
Ren. Lloyd opened the package and removed its contents. A card with a written message accompanied by a set of jet black cards were found inside. Yo! Did Ren get us fucking entry cards into the auction?
昨日のお礼にそのカードをプレゼントするわ。
Yo, Ren, you fucking sick. I'm giving you these cards as a thank you gift for yesterday.
面白い出物があるみたいだから覗きに行こうと思ってたんだけど
I'd originally intended to see the event for myself, thinking there might be some interesting toys there, but I decided to hand these over to you instead.
有効に使ってちょうだいね。
Have fun, special support section. Received golden rose card.
シュバルツオークションの
Schwartz auction invitations?
どうしてあの子がこんなものを
How in the world did she get her hands on something like this?
確か各国の VIP にしか送られない招待カードだったよな。
These things are only sent out to Zamira's top VIPs, right?
それ以前に
Furthermore,
どうして私たちがこれに関心を持っているのを知っていたんでしょう。
how did she know we were looking into the auction in the first place? Word needs another E! See, like, I'm not sure. See, like, I don't know if there's anyone out there who's, like, going through and trying to, like, screenshot and, like, label where, like, grammatical errors and stuff are to like get it corrected, because I know that there are a few big ones where it's like, oh yeah, there were some that just like straight up the translation didn't get like put into the right spot, so like Japanese text just was in a text box instead of the localized text. But then there are other small ones like this where I'm like, how often, like, because like I would worry that I'd come across as like, oh, if like, let's say I were the one to do it, right? But I don't think I ever would. If I were the one to do it where I'm like, as I'm playing through, take a screenshot, like, label it down. I think on the NIS Discord, there's a channel. Okay. Because it would be like one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, like, I would like it to get updated and fixed. And be like, hey, if I can screenshot it and, like, describe when and where it is. Be like, hey, like, you're missing an E here and stuff. Because there's one thing to like say like, oh, you localized it wrong. Like I looked at the Japanese and that's not how I would localize it. And it's like, well, one, Japanese to English is a very, very non-perfect science kind of translation and localization. It's not like Spanish to English or French to English. It is very different. But things like this, where it's like an obvious typo, where it's like you missed an E and were. Like I'm curious as to how many people are doing that and how serious they're taking it. Because I don't know what... Like, I don't know the process of doing a patch to correct them. Like, I don't know what that involves. And how extensive it is, and how hard it is, and how, like, time-eating up it is, kind of thing, on the corporate side. Like, oh, we could spend our time localizing this new game, or we could spend however much time it takes to add an E to this one text box in this game that 99% of it is good. It's like there are no grammatical errors, and it's like I'm not sure how it would be taken. How'd she know we were looking into the auction in the first place?
あの子に関しては深く考えても仕方なさそうだ。
When it comes to her, it's probably better we don't try to make sense of things.
それよりこのカード本物だと思うか？
More importantly, are these cards the real deal?
そうね。
I would hope so.
高級感のあるあつらえといい、本物である可能性は高いと思うわ。
They certainly give off a luxurious feeling, so I think there's a good chance they are.
金色のバラの刻印。本物の金箔が使われていますね。
Seal of golden rose. It even uses real gold leaf.
本日夜7時、保養地ミシュラムのハルトマン議長邸にて開催か。
The event starts at 7 tonight at Speaker Harmon's mansion in Michelin.
なあ、みんな。
Hey guys,
課長にはあんな風に釘を刺されたばかりだけど。
I know the chief warned us not to mess with this, but
皆まで言わないでロイド。
no need to finish, Lloyd.
ま、スウェゼンクワヌはなんとやらってやつだな。
I'm not one to ignore a young lady's
課
generosity.
長が今日も本部に出ていて幸いでした。
We're lucky the chief had a meeting at headquarters today. I mean, hey man, they told us not to mess with it, but we have invitations. So I mean, it would be rude of us not to go. Right? We're not going there as cops. We're going there, you know, as people who are invited. As people who have invitations. We're not breaking in under the assumption of any crime. We're going in as an attendant, as not an employee, as an invitee. You know?
みんな、いいのか？
You're all sure about this?
俺のわがままに付き合わせる形になると思うんだけど。
I don't want you guys to feel like you need to come along just because I can't let go of it.
勘違いしないで。
You're not the only one here.
私はある意味、あなた以上にシュバルツオークションに興味がある。
In fact, I may even be more interested in the auction than you are.
私の属していた世界に近い人たちが集まるみたいだし。
After all, it seems to be a gathering place for people from the same background as me.
私は純粋にオークションへの好奇心ですね。
I too am genuinely curious about this auction.
レンさんが言っている面白い出物というのも気になります。
I'd like to see those interesting toys that Ren mentioned in her letter for myself.
ま、俺はゴージャスでセレブなパーティーそのものに興味があるな。
Me? I'm just looking forward to seeing if this fancy star-studded shindig lives up to all the hype.
うまいもんを飲み食いしてセレブで高めなお姉さんともお近づきになれるチャンス。
After all, who am I to turn down a night of food, drink, and bar-side chats with lovely high-class ladies?
見逃す手はねえだろうが。
No way I could pass up an opportunity like this.
みんな、
Everyone,
今日は最終日だ。
today's the final day of the festival.
昼までに一通り仕事を片付けて、港湾区の水上バス乗り場に行こう。
Let's do our work until noon, then head over to the boarding dock in the harbor district.
本当にオークションに潜入するか、ミシュラムに行って考えたい。
If we're really going to infiltrate the auction, we can figure out our plan of attack on the way to Michelin.
ええ、わかったわ。
Yes, understood.
そんじゃ残った仕事をとっとと片付けるとすっか。
Well, what do you say we go ahead and knock out these support requests for now,
一
huh?
応新しい依頼がないか端末もチェックしましょう。
Right. We should check the terminal to see if it has been updated with any new ones. Okay, so I'm just checking this. Check. Okay, so the main views of Crossbow is now short. So I'm presuming that this is the last day I can have it. Urgent request from City Hall. Serious matter say I would like to discuss in private. I'm requesting the SSS come help me quickly. Chief Clip, Joint Affairs 2nd Division. And then Maine's Mountain Path Monster Extermination. Dangerous monster Grand Mole has been sighted in the tunnel on Maine's Mountain Path. Best that the Special Forces Division deal with this threat quickly. Deadly poisonous claws. Be prepared to resist poison. Okay, so chances are I have to report this in before I go to Michelin. I would think. I'm not sure. But regardless, I've been alive for 3.5 hours. And I mean, the amount of story progress I made in this stream, I guess I would say abysmal in quantity of it, but like an amazing amount in terms of the quality of it. Or like the stuff that happened in today's stream was great, fantastic, loved it, and I think good conversations spawned from it. But yeah, I didn't really get all that much farther in the story, unfortunately. So next time I stream, which will probably be on Sunday, not Saturday, I will probably try to have a longer stream and do my utmost to kind of push the story forward. So with that, thank you Neko Dave, thank you 50 Mirror Gaming for dropping by. It was much appreciated. Yeah, it's one of my top shows moments. It's a really good moment. And you know what? Let me see. Is Fontano streaming? Yeah, he's streaming. Fontano's streaming Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. So I'm gonna raid him. So everyone give him some love. Wait, damn it. Fuck, come on. How does raiding work? I forget. One viewer raid, and 3 viewers raid. Okay. I forget how raids work. I don't do them very often. Raid, yeah. Okay. Yeah, raid. Raid. Raiding with the party at the raid. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later.